Arthan.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 1 week since you left your companion, or quickly met companions, Charlene and Aelmar, behind, and made your way to the city of Yarhar. What could have been a 4-day journey at a cautious pace has swelled into 7 days of travel, as the Silver Dragon has insisted on visiting every small port village, every plume of smoke, to further this investigation.
I'm assuming I got sent ashore every...
Oh yeah, you've been sent ashore on many an occasion, and one by one these leads have turned up fairly empty.
By the Fate Weaver's 8 legs. This is going to be a long day.
Yes. Now, where we last left off, this evening you were kind of like looking out at the city here, twinkling. It's shapeless in the dark, but you can see those like torch lights in all the windows. It's a living city, to be sure. Bigger than any you've come across on your travels thus far. But the ship keeps a cautious distance, weighs anchor. For the moment, you're able to get some sleep. It isn't until morning when you present yourself before the Silver Dragon with Megan at your side, kind of like looking you up and down and making sure you're all good, but most of it's nods of approval from him.
Yep.
Silver Dragon approaches, designates 3 groups to venture out into the city. One will take the northern quarters, rumored to be the home of the Ring of Vipers.
Lovely.
A set of councilmen who ruled this city and the surrounding island and waters instead of the Imperium. Monster folk, they say, with a Fey Lord among them.
Do Dragonborn count as monster folk in this world?
Yeah, inherently you would know Dragonborn are very rare within the Imperium. Not unheard of. Usually it comes down to the ancestry of the Dragonborn in particular. Whether or not they have Elvish ancestry determines a lot about public opinion of them. If, for some reason, a nobleman produced a Dragonborn heir, they'd be treated with perhaps some pause, but not like outright disdain.
So where do they stand compared to a bastard like myself?
You know, it could be comparable.
Comparable. Okay.
There are, yeah. It's
comparable to being a bastard. Cool.
Yeah, like there are ways to have favor in that position, but typically it's more of an uphill battle than just not having that kind of hanging over you. However, one group is dispatched to the north of the city, one to the east. You and Megan are called out kind of separately here, and you are given the task of investigating kind of like the southeastern district here. This is a region mostly filled with taverns, storehouses, a lot of warehouses for just like sailor security, a sheriff's office, a bounty den, kind of not like a seedy place particularly, but one that's close to the docks. And you get the sense that the Silver Dragon's keeping you still on a little bit of a tight leash.
Cool.
However, as you are preparing to go, is there anything you're considering to prepare before you go?
Is it possible to get my my Phoenix mask back?
Are you asking Megan or you're asking the Silver Dragon?
I'm asking Megan. I'm like because if I have the Iron Mask, then I can use my mercenary identity as the Phoenix, which will give us a little bit more room to negotiate Yarhar's seedier elements than the official Imperium. The other item that we might need, and you can hold on to for the duration of the mission, is my ever-smoking bottle that was confiscated for in a place like Yarhar, might be handy to have a quick pocket escape.
Make me a persuasion check.
Okay. That's going to be a 26.
Megan pretends to take time thinking this over.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to hide the fact that you've thoroughly convinced him.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of, you know what, Arthan? I think that's a really good idea. I'm going to talk to the Silver Dragon. I'm going to let him know what you told me, and we're going to see about getting those back.
While we're at it, a little bit more of my gold might be good for greasing a couple of palms in the city.
As I accidentally clicked battle music. The thought of greasing palms startles and confuses Megan. But he sort of turns in, yeah, Arthan, I can ask for that too.
Okay. Perfect.
And yeah, we'll see about kind of like motions.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe covering up some of the sigils a little bit, maybe. It could be a little cleaner if we go in without all that.
Yes, and we already have the other groups going in with official sigils, so that means that the presence of the Imperium will be known, and we can take advantage of the fact they'll be all the folks in the city will be staring at them and not us.
I like the way you think, Arthan. Staying out of trouble. We tried that before. It's been on and off, but I'm with you on it.
Well, it was going pretty well when we were checking those villages when we were allowed to go a little more discreetly, though. I don't think I'll ever get to smell the fish out of my boots.
So, I tell you that much. You're lucky it's not in your hooves here. And he kind of like will start to head off. I'll be right back there, Arthan. Mm-hmm. He's gonna head off. A couple minutes go by. After which he returns, bearing a little purse around his hip.
Yep.
A coin purse. A bottle thoroughly covered up in like wrappings, almost like bandages to keep it
perfect.
Out of sight, in quotes, and a very familiar mask. Could you describe this mask for viewers or listeners who may have forgotten?
This is a full face mask. It is made of steel, and it has a very, how do I put it, well-defined, straight-lined phoenix on it, rising, with only two flames drawn at the base, clearly added on after the phoenix, as this red phoenix is engraved upon this plain iron mask, and the two eye slits sit just in between the wings and the head of the phoenix.
I love it. Megan hands this to you, almost kind of carefully, like both hands on it. All right, you got that there. Mm-hmm. We'll see about getting the armor kind of covered up with something there. Mm-hmm. He kind of like looks at yours, and your the dragon wing, which is the imperial crest here. Yeah. It's not in the best condition. It's got like the gold kind of like outline on it, but you've seen better armor where there's like chunks of like pearl inlay in it, in the actual like wing sections. So it almost looks in disrepair. Almost enough to get by.
I take prestidigitation, and I'm just going to go ahead and ruin the symbol a little further. Yeah, yes. little scuff, even a touch of little rust. Even a little touch of rust.
Yes, that's enough, Megan, to kind of like, it's like, oh yeah, don't let the Silver Dragon see you doing that, but that'll keep us on the down low.
Oh, I'll clean it up with magic when we get back, okay?
Oh yeah, of course, I trust you.
I take off the nice half cape I have, and I put it off to the side, and I'm like, and I dig through the thing. I almost look for like a sack-like cloth I can use as a poncho.
Yes, no, I love it.
Do I find like a sack-like cloth I can use as a poncho?
Yeah, it's
as I dig through the storage area.
It's woolen. It would be itchy if you had it on like bare skin, but you've got the armor,
cool.
Right?
So I've got this woolen poncho now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of covered up a little bit more. If anything, that almost looks more like how like the Osrians dress. They usually have more of that kind of poncho look to them. But it's doubtful you'll see any drow this far. As you prepare to head out, small little rowboat is put together. This time, as time has gone on, you and Megan have learned to share the load on this.
Yep.
You were, I believe, rowing in
in
our last session, but the week has been kind to you and your relationship with Megan here. And he'll kind of start to like row along.
Okay.
I got you this time, Arthan. Don't even worry about it. I used to row on big ships like that one. He kind of points back at the Silver Dragon's vessel. But yeah, it's been a while, but I can warm up to it. As you head out, you make land in this kind of like much larger dockway.
Okay.
You can see the average height of this city is like several heads below any other city you've ever been in.
Okay.
It is like mostly kobold populated here. You can see some other folk as well. There are the occasional dragonborn, the occasional sea elf, no wood elf, drow, high elf, the usual.
What about a minotaur? Minotaurs are seafaring.
Minotaurs are indeed. You don't see any at a quick glance, but you would know that minotaurs are more popular around the city of like Visalor, which is kind of down to the south.
So they rule. The minotaurs rule the southern seas.
Yes, that would be more accurate. However, as you're kind of like peering about, you can see what looks to be a turtle, and you're reminded for a moment of that group you left behind. However, I will transition now to the map. For those of you listening at home, I've revealed mostly just the exteriors here. So some of the alleyways and whatnot. Area 15 has been revealed, and the courtyard between areas 14 and 9 have also been revealed. Though Johnny can't see what buildings are numbered just yet because they're all covered up. At this point, it is relatively early in the morning. The sun's been up for a little bit now, but just kind of like creaking up over the city. Long shadows kind of everywhere. It is bustling. And as you pass through the gate from Area 15 into the alleyways, you would notice very quickly this is a city built with no sense of like structural engineering.
Awesome.
The roadways and the alleyways, you'll notice stairs everywhere going up and then down and then around.
Fantastic.
Possibly hiding underground areas.
This is all good things.
Oh.
This is great.
Megan's kind of like confused by everything here, and one thing you notice is what looks to be a main road here, cutting like the map right across, is only like 5 feet wide.
Okay.
Easy pickings for pickpockets and the like.
As Arthan steps ashore, his posture goes from military to more skilled mercenary. A little bit of a lounge to it now, but not so much. None of the straight backness, but the ready poise of someone ready to strike, but a little more casual, a little more relaxed. As he steps ashore, the Phoenix mask goes into place.
Yes.
It's like let's start at the bounty office. I think I saw a sign for it down the way.
Yes. Megan sort of lead the way, Arthan.
All right.
As you make your way along, there are indeed signs for it. You cut across this main road, down, dipping to what seems to be like a lower part of the city for a moment. I will quickly move your character over. Arthan passes by buildings 9, 10, 7, and 6. You eventually get to building 5 here, which I will highlight for you as it opens up.
Yep.
And while I'm at it, I'll actually reveal a couple areas. So building 5 here is the one you kind of come upon first. It is a derelict, like wreck. Like the roof is caved in, there's rubble everywhere.
I'm assuming the wall's gone over here.
Yes, so any holes you see, like the rubble there, the black stones represent difficult terrain.
I step through the broken wall into the place.
Yes. It is worth noting this doesn't appear to be the bounty office itself. As we are very quickly, suddenly revealing things, Megan is going to keep looking around, sort of like, Arthan, what? I don't know if we want to be in that wreck. It seems kind of, maybe not the best look for us.
In my experience, the worse the look, the better the beer.
I don't know what that means, but I mean, if you think so, like, I'll trust you on it. You've been doing us good so far. Cobalt beats aside.
I step in. I look for the bounty board.
Yep.
Contracts.
Yeah, you're kind of like snooping Area 5, and it kind of dawns on you that, like, with the lack of people here, that the spider webs kind of hanging off the walls, this must not be, like, the actual bounty room. As Megan will make a quick perception check. Oh, he's got a really good perception, too. 22. Woo!
Fantastic.
He's got a level +5. He's like, oh, Arthan, this way, it's behind the building.
I step back out through the door.
Yep. He will lead you down here to the bounty hall, which is Area 1 on our map, which I will go ahead and reveal. Are you stepping in?
I'll step in.
Okay. You step into Area 1. As you walk in, there is a like grizzled-looking kobold here. Looks like he was a like copper kobold, but that he went from like the polished copper, like the tarnished kind of blue-green, all up on like kind of the side of his face. It makes this like splotchy kind of appearance. Parts of it still polished, parts of it like very tarnished.
Yep.
Kind of like leans in as you enter, looks at you, and like immediately there's that like recognition that he kind of gets your line of work. Sort of like gives you a nod, like, hey, what can I do for you? Kind of like looks at Megan. You got someone to turn in, and he gestures. There's like 3 holding cells up at the top.
Oh, I give a dismissive wave. I go, nah, that's my partner, Ertner. Skilled with a bow, useful for shooting people down as they run away.
Megan gives a little like nod of the head here. So, oh yeah, I get what we're doing. As the kobold kind of, you're looking for work then?
Oh, I'm looking for work and looking to settle a little personal business as well.
Ah, you got a name to put up?
I do. Depends on if you're going to spell my name to the person whose name I have, if you're willing to sell me them.
Kind of like cocks his head to the side. I don't quite follow.
See, because if I tell you who I'm looking for, then you can tell them that I'm looking for them, and then I lose the element of surprise.
He kind of like shakes his head, kind of like waves his hand. No, we don't do things like that here, sir.
Okay.
Listen. The way you post a bounty is simple. If you have legal reasons, you go through the council, the Ring of Vipers. They'll schedule you a barracks. Kind of like gestures like out the door, like, yeah, just 2 buildings down from here on the main road. You'll see the barracks coming in. Those people will get you things legally. You put out a name that is a legitimate criminal. They get brought in. They see justice. However, you're not over at the barracks. And you're looking for someone who can handle things with a level of discretion.
Exactly.
However, operating here, it's not cheap. We pay more than our share for the safety of this operation to keep it separated from the official police force.
I understand completely. Gold makes the world go round, right?
Yes. So
I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
If you're willing to pay the minimum fee to have this set up, who is this person?
Look, I don't need someone to bring them in for me. I fully intend to bring them in myself. I just need to know where they are. The problem is...
Oh, you want to make sure they haven't bought us already?
Yes, and the problem is that the person I'm looking for is a kobold who owes me a rather large sum of money.
A kobold, you say? There's 1 or 2 of those around here, if you haven't noticed.
That's the problem.
Listen, if you want somebody got, there's a level of faith you need that you're a bigger fish than they are.
I have faith that I'm a bigger fish. The thing I have is that my funds are more limited, a little limited right now, which is why I glance at the bounty board, looking for a little work.
Sort of, looking for work.
Mm-hmm. In order to satisfy this personal agenda.
Well, typically, the minimum fee you pay to set up a bounty here, it's 100 gold. From there, we take a cut. Obviously.
Of course.
The remainder of that money, that fee, goes to the person who's actually doing the bounty.
Understandable.
Now, that said, we have a few things here. I don't know, kind of like gestures, how capable the two of you are, how you're splitting this up. But if you're taking 100 gold bounties, I can pay you 40 gold a head.
Okay.
Now, what kind of work are you looking for specifically? So that we can get this transaction moving.
Well, I can do just about anything. I can do information retrieval, person retrieval. I'd rather bring them in alive. It gets a little messy when they're dead. But I can do pretty much anything. I'm just not one for brute force.
Alright. Kind of like taps his little talons on the cupboard a little, or the table. Heads over to the back, and there's a wall posted. A lot of it just crude sketches. Mm-hmm. Some of them names or whereabouts. And he starts pulling a few off the wall here. Kind of just like tearing them off as he goes. One of them, he pulls a dagger out, and it's a whole leaflet that he back up on the wall, sets it out. Mm-hmm. Alright. Now, we got a couple people here. One we want you to bring in. He pays 40 gold there.
Mm-hmm.
This one here, he belongs to looks like the Helpers Union. It's think of it like a trouble center.
Mm-hmm.
Like a nicer version of this. It's a couple doors down, it's not far. What they do is you buy the services of a kobold who follows you at kind of snaps his finger, like a minion.
Basically, are you sending me to minions for hire?
If you want to think of it that way, but this particular kobold, he's kind of flipping through here. He's been taking jobs. He's been staying at the building itself, but he's been pocketing some stuff on the side from the people who hire him. Word got out. They don't want you to rough him up or anything, just to bring him in as a little bit of an intimidation.
Is he still at the Helpers Union right now, or is he lying low somewhere?
Kind of looks at the thing. I'm not sure. Could be he has some belongings there, but I don't need to go far from there.
Good.
Does that sound up your alley, or do you want to look at a few others?
I'll go. What's that one you had the dagger in? That looked rather personal. Yeah,
he's got it's like a small stack of flyers here.
Yeah.
Well, these guys here.
Mm-hmm.
The Pearl-Eyed Dragons. They are something of a gang around here. If I'm being honest, we're not the only establishment here with a contract out on them. There's kind of again, gestures down the way. A couple doors down, the barracks is looking into them too. They've been robbing passing ships, and recently some piece of machinery was stolen. A weapon, we're told. A construct of some kind. Animated.
I'll take that one.
Alright, and he kind of rifles through it here. There are, as I quickly look, 8 pages here of these pearl-eyed kobolds. Each of them, they vary in their their color, specifically, because there's a whole chromatic array here. But they all have one eye that is a pearl.
Cool. And any word on their local haunts?
If I were looking for them, it seems like it's a waiting game to see what they do next. However, if they're storing a weapon, like an animated weapon of some kind, I would check into the local warehouses around here. Maybe knock on some doors, check out their records, see if anything doesn't add up.
Perfect. Thank you.
Is that enough work for you? Want to get some more?
The pearl eye thing will be enough. I'll also keep my eye out for that one. I'll also keep my eye out for the one fellow who he just needs to be brought in. You said.
Yeah, if you run into him.
What's his name?
Yeah, he goes by Goethe. He's he kind of like he'll shift it over. This one, Goethe's got like a little bit of like an off yellow.
Cool.
A very unpleasant yellow, more leathery skin than scaly. With a big smile, oddly enough.
All right, perfect. Does anyone know where Goethe likes to hang out other than the help center? Bars.
I would say the help center is your best place to start.
Fantastic.
But there is a bar right across from it.
So, I'm also looking for. As for the person I'm looking for, I don't want to put a bounty out. I just want to find them. Kobold by the name of Lehem, pot-bellied fellow. He tried to start a very interesting little enterprise. He took a loan from me, which is why I'm trying to hunt him down.
Enterprise, you say? Is it something he'd get started honestly? Like we could track him that way? I'll be honest, the name doesn't really ring a bell, and I know a fair few kobolds in this quarter.
Well, he owed more dangerous men than I did. I was a less dangerous man to owe than the people he did, so I gave him a loan at a reasonable rate, of course, in order to pay off the other two.
I see. So he's paying off someone bigger fish than you.
Oh, he paid them off with my money.
Well, as long as they're not upset by this.
No, they didn't care. They got their money. You see, the thing is now I need my money back from him. I tracked him to Yarhar. He was here maybe a week or two ago.
Well,
traveling with a gang of people. A turtle, a satyr bard by the name of Melody, and one or two others.
Well, that particular group doesn't ring a bell. But tell you what, we got an illustrator in the back. If you bring in, kind of like Talon taps on the pages here.
Yep.
You bring in these, that'll pay you 320 gold. I take 100 off the top. We get an illustrator in here. You describe this kobold. We draw him up. We get his name on the board.
Done.
From there, you got...
Sounds like a deal.
All right. Well, in the meantime, it shoves you. You got 9 pages total, 8 and then 1. And if you ever need anything else, we got lots of work here.
Perfect. I walk out with the pieces in hand, and I drop a copper piece on the table on the counter on my way out.
Yeah, he doesn't mention it, but immediately, like as you put it on the table, it like is off the table. He's got it.
I figured.
Gives you like a little bit of a nod as you're stepping out.
All right.
And I will go ahead and continue to reveal a few little.
Let's head down to the help center. They'll probably be. We'll start there, and we'll start asking about Lehem and Melody and the others.
Megan sort of. He's got a little bit of like a confusion about him. Like, Arthan, we're doing some like weird work here. Is that okay? Do you think?
The thing is think about this. They said the Pearl Gang stole a construct, right? A weapon.
Yeah, a weapon of some kind.
So, wouldn't the Silver Dragon like an unknown weapon like that out of Yarhar and in his hands?
Yeah, could be. I just hope it's not a weapon that belongs to someone important, you know, if it's like, he sort of like lowers his voice. The Ring of Vipers around here. I mean, they're not as big, but if you cross them, that's like, kind of like crossing the Emperor back home.
I am sure I can punt them into the pond.
Well, I like your confidence, if nothing else. Yeah, lead the way, Arthan. I trust you.
All right, let's head down to head down to the helpers union or whatever.
Yes, there are some signs roughly leading the way. You pass by kind of the barracks here with its little kind of grassy courtyard almost, if we can call it that. I will ping the helpers union, and then I will start to
I see it.
Yeah, good.
The right door on the lower door then?
It is the lower door, building number 10 for our listeners back home.
Poke my head in, just say, is this the Minions place?
As you, poke your head in. First thing you notice, the hallway here, it's kind of like wraps around. Go ahead like that, revealing kind of the north end of the hallway. However, there is a door to your immediate right, which is wide open.
Yeah.
And inside, you can hear like these two kobolds kind of like jabbering at each other in Draconic. As the door directly ahead of you opens, and you get like wafted with this smell of what could be like. It smells almost like bacon, but like a soup, like it's like some sort of pork stew that's cooking. As from the kitchen beyond, a little kobold's gonna step forward. They're like, "Hey, sorry, you're looking to hire a minion?"
Yes, yes, actually, I have his name right here. I got a recommendation.
Oh.
Goethe.
Oh, okay. If you just go and take the first door on your right, someone will meet you.
Perfect.
And he closes his door.
I go through and take the first door on the right.
Yes, you walk kind of down this like narrow hallway. It's worth noting all the buildings here are like driftwoods, kind of like patchwork.
Am I doubled over a little bit as I'm walking through this hallway?
Yes.
It's kobold height, I imagine.
The height of these hallways you could walk normally, but if there's if someone were to walk in your path, there's a sharp arch down and you have to immediately crouch.
Okay.
Like it's built for regular height folk sometimes.
I open the door.
Yes, you open the door into a. At first, it almost looks like a war room, and it's like, hang on, there's a production value here that maybe you weren't expecting, as there's a very nice kind of elongated octagon table laid out here, with bookshelves against the opposite wall and then the kind of like side here, as the same kobold who met you in from the kitchen steps through the door here and kind of like takes a seat opposite, sort of. Oh, hello. I will help you hire a kobold minion. As he like pulls out like a little like booklet and kind of starts flipping through it. Well, upon reviewing the circumstances of your request, I don't think it's a good idea to hire Gerda right now. He's very busy.
I'm like, oh, I'm aware of just how busy he is. I'm the reason he is going to be busy.
Oh.
If you could show me to his room, I would be very appreciative.
Right. You're here about the bounty.
Well, it was your people who put it on him in the first place.
Yeah, we're trying to scare some sense into him. Okay. Well, the truth is, he hasn't actually been in his chambers in a long time.
Fantastic. That means we can go through and find what stuff that might suggest where he's gone to ground.
Oh, yes, sorry. If you're an investigator, I'll lead the way. He kind of like heads back through and says, follow me. And he will head through the south door here, which I will reveal.
You know, Megan, this is quite a nice place. First place built for a man of your height.
Megan sort of like scoffs at that, like, yeah, you got me there, Arthan, I guess.
Come now, you've teased me about my what was it you called it again? Perfectly coiffed hair upon a pretentious face.
No, Arthan, you got a long memory there, buddy. You can't take everything I say so seriously. Come on, you gotta take stuff in stride. As you walk into what is the center room of this building, I'll take this time to say, yeah, this is a complicated map. You walk into what looks to be like a dressing room.
Yep.
There's like armor and weapons kind of scattered across the floor. But after a moment, there is like some kind of method to the madness. Like, wait, helmets are there, swords are kind of there. There are two curtains that kind of separate this section of the room from other categories. The southern one is parted a little bit in the middle, so you can see there's just a wall behind, with several kobolds sleeping like cots. However, this kobold is going to lead you over to the one on the left, revealing very quickly. this kind of like much larger area with a whole bunch of cots on the north and south wall, as well as to the leftmost side.
Which one?
Yeah, it'll be this one here. He kind of moves up, and it'll be one. It's almost right in the middle on the top.
Okay.
But just slightly over to the left.
All right.
So right in there.
So, is there like a foot locker at the base of the cot?
Yes, there is a. It's very, very cramped in. The cot's raised a little bit, and underneath there's a locker you could slide out.
I pull out the
chest.
locker. Is there a lock on it?
There is, yes.
All right. I pull my thieves' tools out of my boot. And I get to work.
Okay, yeah. Make me a. It would just be a thieves' tools check using dexterity.
Oh wait, nope. Wait, I do not have these tools. I ended up going with the disguise and forgery kit, so I do not have an official pair of thieves' tools, unfortunately, which I'll need to rectify at some point.
Yeah.
If that's the case, we'll just take. Do you have the key to this?
Well, Goethe has the main one, we would presume. But I might see if we have a master key here, if you follow me.
Why don't you go look for it? I'm going to try something while you go find it.
Okay, and he starts to head out.
I take the dagger.
Yeah.
My dagger, and I turn it into a pry bar and just give it a look.
Oh yeah. Make me a. We'll say a flat strength check. The lock itself isn't. Or make a weapon attack.
Okay. With a dagger?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That'll be an 11.
11. Yeah, it's not quite enough to catch it. It's close, and you can hear like the metal kind of creaking a little bit. But there's also the worry that like you'll bend the lock in such a way that it won't pop up even with a key. So it's kind of like, you maybe don't want to it doesn't look like it's gonna break. After about a minute, this kobold comes back with a big ring of keys. He'll kind of like kneel down and like pop the key in, and click, open it, and I kind of step back.
I pull open the chest. What do we see?
Yes, in the chest there are a whole bunch of clothes neatly folded. There is a long, like steel dagger, like sheathed nicely.
Okay, I start pulling the items out on the cot, putting them to the side, and as I'm searching, is it just clothes and that iron dagger? Do I find anything else?
Yes, you also find a gold chalice adorned with very small little ruby bands around it. Looks to be worth a fair bit. In addition,
Interesting.
and perhaps a little more curiously, there are several like bread rolls in here.
Are they still fresh?
They look relatively fresh. Like they definitely don't look stale.
Interesting. How long has it been since you saw him last?
Oh, a couple days. Maybe 4.
He's been here more recently than 4 days. This bread would have gone moldy by now if he had been here. If these were 4 more days old.
Oh. Do you think he's hiding out somewhere nearby?
Actually, as I place the things to the side, I'm like, this chalice, by the way, is it rightfully the house's or is it his?
Well,
because I know he was pocketing things.
yeah, I've never seen that before. I think it might be something he took.
If that's the case,
You wouldn't mind terribly if I took it, would you?
Oh no, we don't want to be caught with anything stolen. That's kind of why we're doing this little muscling in operation.
Ruby chalice.
I do have to check though. You do have the paperwork to be hunting this Gerda, right?
I show him the wanted paper I took.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just making sure.
Away. Yeah, don't worry about it.
anyways, and then I run my hand along the seams of the footlocker, just looking for somewhere Goethe might have created his own little hidden pocket.
Yes.
As I run my hand carefully along the seams, searching.
Make me an investigation check.
That one.
That one. It doesn't seem like this chest has any more secrets that it can yield you at the moment.
All right.
The kobold is going to kind of like migrate back to the kitchen where he was cooking.
So if you need anything, let me know.
Yep.
As Megan's sort of like leaning in like, this is really curious, Arthan. I don't know, you think he's like hiding out somewhere?
Well, is the floor below me wood?
Yes.
I'm like, that sneaky little. Quick, check the floors.
Megan gets like right down on all fours.
Look for
like,
look for a hinge or a couple of loose boards. He could have a small little. If I was to guess, Yarhar is built upon old tunnels as well.
Ooh.
So if he might be just coming in and out through a back door.
Megan gets down on all fours, like immediately drops prone. He's like peeking through, kind of like wiggling in the wood. With an 18 to his investigation, he sort of, for every now and then there's a little wiggle.
Yep.
But he like stands up eventually, kind of like canvassing this whole area. Like, I don't think there's a way in here. He's gonna start thinking about it, and kind of like looking up, carrying over that 18. Kind of, wait a minute. Kind of like points a finger up, and you can see, very faintly, it's darkness up above, but there are enough cracks in the floorboards, or the ceiling boards here, that there is a space above you.
Well, would you look at that? I think it's going to be too big for me, Megan. You want to take a crack at it? Too small for me.
Do we think maybe there's a way up? Like an attic, like a drop ladder or a staircase?
I think so. I start looking around for just a little pole cable hanging from the ceiling.
Yes. Kind of a cursory glance here, just passively. Doesn't seem like there's one. There's a few like rafters, like support beams. Megan's gonna do a little investigating.
While he's doing that, I'll stick my head into the kitchen.
Okay.
Do you have an attic here by any chance?
Yeah, you peek in. The kobold right now, just so I have an excuse to reveal even more areas, is in this little like storeroom to the side, kind of like peeks in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you got an attic?
Yeah. If you just turn
And he kind of like closes his eyes and like moves his hands a little bit.
to your left, there's a doorway.
Thank you.
The hallway wraps around. You'll see the stairs.
I go and take the stairs.
Yes. You enter. If you head to the south door here.
Yep.
Perfect. You're right next to Megan. I will very quickly. I love this. It's a whole little uncovering the mystery box here.
Well, either way, this has already been a very profitable little exploration.
Oh yeah. As you step out onto the south hallway of this building here, there is in fact a staircase heading up. With it's not a staircase with like the backboards. It's just like the planks flat. So you can see there's about 10 feet by 5 feet of space underneath the staircase and behind it. Which seems to be empty at the moment, but you would note it probably as a potential hiding spot. However, Megan's kind of like looking up the stairs. You want to go first, or should I?
I'll go first.
Okay. Kind of gets behind you.
I take the stairs up.
Yes. I don't actually have a map of the top area, but it basically mirrors the central room here. Heading up and in, it is quite dark in here, so you're seeing with dark vision. So you have disadvantage on perception checks because it is dim light at the moment.
But I do have dark vision.
Yes, so it turns the darkness into dim light.
Okay.
Yeah. Though I would say there are maybe some patches of dim light where the torchlight kind of.
I just shout out, Goethe, I know you're up here, and I have come to hire you, for I heard you are a reliable, strong, and honorable minion.
Make me a deception check.
26.
26. Okay. So, to set the scene, Gerda has heard you talking downstairs. He knows that you're like looking for him and going through his loot box. With a 5 minus 2 to his insight, this greatly confuses him. And while he is in the process, after hearing you walking up the stairs, of ripping up a floorboard behind some boxes to jump down into the room below, he kind of like has a pause. You haven't seen him yet, and he hasn't seen you. you hear this like sound of like wood being torn. It's like stop.
Yeah.
And then this little kobold eye kind of like peeks up. You're looking to hire me?
Yes, I am. And I quietly gesture to Megan to, head downstairs.
Megan starts heading downstairs. He has strung his bow.
Yep.
Kind of like has an arrow knocked just in case. And he's going to go wait kind of right at the doorway here with line of sight in on the room. It's kind of like eyeing it.
Look.
What kind of job is, what are you looking for me?
I'm looking to find a kobold, and I figure the best person to track a kobold is a kobold. And considering the ingenuity and initiative that you have taken in improving your own station, well, I figured who better than someone who could take initiative, who could think outside the box.
And you're not going through the minion house for this then. They're not putting me up.
No, they're not going to be putting up anything for this. You see, but first, before you and me get to do business, we have to resolve a very small matter. I put the piece of paper down on the ground.
The head kind of like peeks up a little bit more, and he kind of vision narrows.
I desire your skill, but I can't have your skill. Well, this is attached to your name.
His eyes kind of widen. There's a bounty on me?
Yes, there is.
Wait, who put that up? I was really good about the stuff I did. I didn't.
Why don't you and me come out here? Why don't you and me talk this through? Because you and me can talk this through. Because the bounty was actually very specific. You don't have to get hurt. You don't have to go to jail.
You're gonna fake my death?
No. I show him the bounty, how it requests that he doesn't get jailed. He just gets roughed up a little bit. He gets a little.
It's an intimidation thing.
That's like.
Make me a persuasion check.
That's going to be unfortunately a 9.
A 9. Oh, he'll make a check here. This kind of second hurdle here is that upon seeing this, Gerda's reaction is like, I gotta skip town. There's a bounty on me. Like, uh-oh. But he'll make a check here. He did not roll a positive number. So he will sort of like hesitate. He can't read you. He's having trouble reading the situation. And it kind of freezes him up a little bit.
Look, Gerda, all we have to do is... all I have to do is publicly drag you out of the house and say, the house doesn't want you here anymore, doesn't want to hire you. I turn in the bounty, I get the money, and then I use the money to pay for your services. Bing, bang, boom, we both get what we want.
And like scratches the back of his neck. Yeah, that seems okay. I just...
Tell you what. Why don't if you like, I could always give this back to you, and I open my little pouch so he can see his chalice.
The eyes go wide. Oh, you found that.
Yes, yeah. Well, I don't particularly care where it came from, you see, but I know you care about it, so here's the deal. You help me fulfill the contract, you get the chalice back. Upon completion of the contract, you and me will negotiate for your services in helping me find someone.
Kind of like grumbling to himself, like, I thought they were going through my stuff. I didn't think they'd. Okay, we can work something out then. Sure.
So here, I need you to help me find 2 people. There's an Edrene on this island. I need you to help me find the Edrene. And the other person I need you to help me find is a pot-bellied kobold named Lehem, who owes me a great deal of money.
Lehem. Okay. And sorry, an Edrene, you mean like the elf?
The elf. Yes, I heard there's an Edrene on the island. I have business with the Edrenes.
Yeah, there's an Edrene here, all right.
Do you know where he is?
I can look into it. I don't think they have a specific house.
What's your day rate? What am I paying you daily for your services in helping me find Lehem and the other gentleman?
Kind of like thinks about it for a second. He's kind of like, how much do I want to upsell this? Call it 5 gold a day.
I look at him and I just point at the mask. Even this far north, I'm sure you know what this mask means.
Yeah, it's familiar, all right.
I'm Phoenix of the Masked Mercenaries. That means I know all the day rates and who can demand which ones. And we both know the one you just demanded is for someone of far greater skill than you possess.
Okay, well... Look, yeah, maybe I'm out of work, okay? Maybe people are putting bounties on me so I don't stick around this place anymore. Can we call it 2 gold a day? That's just to pay my bread and get me out of here when I'm done with this.
We'll say a gold a day.
Gold a day.
You're getting the chalice back.
Kind of like Curses and Draconic, but alright. Kind of like steps out here.
2 extra gold pieces when you deliver to me the location of Lahem, and an extra 2 gold pieces when you deliver me the location of the Edrene.
Alright.
So you get a gold a day, plus you'll get 2 gold when you are able to help me, when you're able to bring me to both of them. You don't have to bring them to me, you just have to bring me to them. Makes your job very easy.
Alright, if you say so.
Alright.
Well, where can I find you?
Oh, you're going to... me?
When I find these people.
I'm just staying... I go... We'll talk about that once we're outside. We've talked enough in here.
Alright.
Now, are you prepared to make this look good? I do apologize. This is going to get rather rough as he sees me start to roll up the sleeves of my shirt that poke out from my chainmail.
Kind of stares at the ground for a second, kind of like psyching himself up, like, okay, yeah. Kind of puts his hand up to shake for the contract.
I shake his hand, and as I shake his hand, I use the other hand to grab him by the tail.
He's like, yeah!
And I don't lift him up, I just hold him like this, like a sack of potatoes almost. And I walk down the stairs, and I walk into the kitchen. Found him, as I just walk by.
Yes, you walk by and through. Megan's kind of like keeping up the rear. He's still got the arrow knock. Like, that was a good job, Arthan. He was really clean there. I was expecting a lot more bloodshed, I'm not gonna lie.
By the way, is this enough humiliation for him, or are you requiring more? I look at the kobold.
This kobold doesn't respond. He just kind of like looks down the hallway. As from the main room where the 2 kobolds were kind of like jabbering with each other, a head pokes out of a kobold, not quite gold, but close. Like, he has like that metallic look to him. So goes, yes, get him out of my sight. Our House of Minions has no need for such cut purse tomfoolery.
Fantastic. By the way, so this is enough humiliation? I've satisfied your contract act?
Well, we won't be the ones paying it. We've already paid the bounty.
I know you won't be paying, but I want to make sure the customer is satisfied.
Oh. Well, that is quite honorable of you, my elven friend. Yes, we are satisfied.
Perfect.
You won't be coming back here again, Goethe. Goethe kind of like hisses at him.
I give him a flick on the head as use your words.
I got no words to say to these kobolds. You paid me squat for nothing, and I'd steal all these things again if I could help it. This house is nothing to me. Just a place to grow poor.
I just clamp my hand over his mouth as he's talking. Like, I apologize. I figured he was going to apologize, but apparently he's got too much of an ego. As I walk out with him out the door.
As the gold kobold kind of like turns back and says, "You see, once you've got a taste for the coin, it takes hold, and there's nothing to do about it. It's good that we got rid of him when we did." What's your performance review? And the door closes.
I open the front door, by the way, and just before is there like a window from this room, this seated chair area out to here?
To the exterior, yes.
Yes. So I make sure to take him, and as I open the door, I make sure to throw him down the street past the window.
It's a sunny day out, so it's quite high visibility, we'll say. As the gold kobold kind of like looks back at the corner of his eye, kind of like sees this happening. He acknowledges it and then kind of turns back to the conversation.
I walk past and I just I whisper to him, "Look, where will you be staying? I will come find you."
You'll come find me. Well, okay, I'll probably be... He looks at, like, the building exactly opposite
Yep.
The house here. Well, that's a tavern, and there's one another, like, a door down.
Probably best to take the one door down.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. I don't really like the cat and fiddle anyway. As he will start to like, I guess you should probably lead the way then if you're taking
I will be. All cats and fiddles double as both inns and taverns, right?
Yes.
I will probably be staying at the Cat and the Fiddle.
All
But
right.
no, but that is only if you find something incredibly urgent. Otherwise, let me come to you.
Yeah, that
And
makes sense.
I gesture, and he's staying at this tavern, I'm assuming.
Yes.
What's that tavern called?
Ooh, excellent question. That one there is called the Fiddly D. D-E-E.
I tell him, Lehem was in the company of a satyr named Melody, and a turtle priest, and a big blue... Is Mike a big blue tiefling? He's a big blue tiefling,
Yeah,
right?
kind of a pale blue.
Pale blue tiefling who wields a giant weapon with a lot of anger issues.
Sounds like they'd stand out a little bit there.
Yes.
I will. I'll see what I can look into, but
And if you're trying to get a track on Melody, she loves music and the finer things in life and the finer people.
all right. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna woo her or anything, but I'll see what I can look into.
What I'm saying is look towards them. Anyone rich and handsome, she's probably screwed.
I see. All right. Yeah. Well, gives me the right people to look for. I guess we'll start with that and go from there.
Perfect. And you said you knew that you had a track on the Edrene?
Yeah, I knew he's in town. I'll tell you that much.
Great.
I'll see what I can figure out for him. He'll probably be the one you hear back on first, if anything.
Fantastic. I'll see you. I will come by the Fiddly D tonight to check up on your progress.
All right. Sounds good.
I will now head back to the thing to hand in the first contract.
Yes, and you take him with you, because
Yes, I drag him. I'm like, I apologize. As I grab him by the tail and I start dragging him across through the streets towards the bounty office.
Yes.
I open the door and toss him into the bounty office on his face, going across the floor.
He kind of tumbles in. The kobold here sort of like, well done. All right, that's 40 gold for that one.
Perfect. Now I am
Come on, stacked.
and I pull him up. I pull him up and like hold him by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah.
And I say, so you won't do it again, right? And you promise to stay out of the house?
Yeah. I'm skipping town after this. I promise. I don't want to stick around here anymore. There's no money in it.
Satisfactory for him? No need to lock him up now, I assume?
The bounty keep here sort of. Yeah, we're gonna keep him for an hour or two, I think, just so
Okay.
that we make sure everything's gone over okay.
Nice.
But just throw him in one of those cells there, and we'll.
I open up the cell and toss him in. I'm like, just so you know, I've checked already. The gold kobold who runs the house is already quite satisfied with his humiliation.
Oh well, that was quick then. You found him nearby.
He was hiding in the attic.
Oh, Gerda. Not the smartest place I've seen someone hide, I'll tell you that much. But hey, at least it was easy on you.
Perfect.
And
Alright.
any leads on the other?
Not as of yet. But that can soon change.
All right. Well, best of luck to you.
I'm gonna head over to the barracks actually because he mentioned the barracks was also looking for the pearl eyes.
Yes, the pearl-eyed dragons.
Yep. And I will knock on the barracks door.
Yes. There are many doors into here. Is there one in particular?
I look for the one that looks kind of like the office door, like the the management area or the office.
I would say the one on the angle looks the most like official.
I just go and knock on the door and then open it.
Yep. I will do a quick review. You are let in, or you open the door to a room with a kobold in it. I have marked kobolds as tokens when they are potential combatants, meaning like they're not like a townsfolk.
Gotcha.
Little kobold kind of like walks up to you here in, I don't want to say fine armor. There are bits of like palm leaves woven into it.
Better
It's kinda
kept
like
armor
thatch.
than most.
Yes. And you can tell that this is a marshal, like an officer.
Perfect.
Sort of.
Hello, how can I help you?
Well, I'm thinking, how can I help you as I hold out the papers for the Pearl-Eyed?
You've got a very... That's not one of our contracts, but I see you're eyeing a similar prize.
I figure you could use them off the streets, right?
You're looking to cash in twice.
I'm not looking to cash in twice. What I'm hoping is that you could just provide me with a little information on the way I should be going. I figure you've been looking into them. You might have hit some dead ends, some other things that you don't wish to pursue anymore, but might be useful to me.
Yes. Well, it was about a week ago that came across our desks.
Mm-hmm.
If you'll follow me to the assembly hall.
I follow him.
I will reveal the jail cells and assembly hall as you pass through them on your way in.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Real quick here.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
You pass through these jail cells here. There's 4 of them all lined up right next to each other, as well as a kobold minding the inmates here.
Mm-hmm. Any inmates of note?
There is a human in here, kind of like just sitting, kind of like hands clasped, almost in prayer, staring kind of at the opposite wall. There is also a very drunk kobold, kind of passed out in one of them. The other 2 that are staggering them are empty.
Okay.
However, you were led into area
4?
the proper area 4 here, with Megan in tow.
Mm-hmm.
As the kobold here sort of,
Hey, there's someone here looking into the pearl job. I'll leave him with you.
he steps out. As he does, you and Megan are now in what looks to be like a large assembly hall. There are 2 kobolds here that we're talking, one of which almost has like a kobold paladin look to him. He's got like a spear that he's leaning on, and like a very fine like metal beaten shield. It looks like it'd be like a bronze, with a ring of vipers eating each other's tails all
Perfect.
like a loop here. He kind of turns. All right, you're looking into this then.
Yes.
He kind of like walks down to you, back straight, like really good posture. Puts the spear in his shield hand and like swaps over, makes like goes for the handshake.
I return it.
He's got a firm, kind of like very confident handshake about him. Right. You probably want to know exactly where we've been at and where we haven't been able to find anything, but in truth, we don't like relying on bounty hunters for things like this.
No one ever does. That's why when we do our work, we try to do it discreetly and effectively. Better that, say,
I solve this little problem for you, I cash in on the bounty, and somehow you take all the credit. See, I get paid, your reputation remains intact, and the bandits are off the street. Everybody wins.
Right. Well, here. What we do know is that there's somewhere really nearby. The sightings of this thing, I believe it's an animated ballista of some kind. It's a spear hurler. We know that it's being kept in one of the warehouses along the coast here.
fantastic.
What we don't know, is anything beyond that. We have rough numbers between 6 and 8. Accounts vary, obviously. But we've been knocking on warehouse doors. Things just haven't been turning up. If you'll follow me, I can show you a map of the area. I can give you a hand in canvassing this.
I'd appreciate it.
He'll lead you to what is essentially the Kobold War Room here. It's
Cool.
through a room down a hall. And he will take you to basically a map here, which gives me an excuse to reveal all of the areas on here.
Cool.
So we're going to do a quick full map reveal.
Oh, this is fun.
Yes. So he'll pull you out. He reveals much more than this to the neighboring areas, But for all intents and purposes,
Wow.
You were given a very large...
Fantastic.
Yes. Very large area here. Megan kind of takes up the opposite of the war room. The two kobolds kind of vacate into the hall adjacent to let you guys have some space. As you're led into this war room, there's all dusty maps and things all around. What is essentially the kobold police chief here. Kind of... Alright. So what we know is there are a few derelict buildings in here. Places we've been trying to clear out, get bought up. However, the two warehouses you want to look at are here and here. And he points to Area 8 and Area 13. There's a walkway here between these two buildings, gesturing from 8 to 7. Because this northern building is actually where they keep the records. We were hoping for records. It's grunt work, but to find records of boxes that aren't accounted for. Things that don't line up, look suspicious, stuff like that. Problem is, nothing's turned up. We started with 7 just because it's closer, but if they're hiding their tracks by keeping this thing boxed, they're doing a good job of it. The truth is, it doesn't help, but there are boxes everywhere. Kind of like gesturing around, like there's a produce building to the opposite of us, gesturing to Area 6. They have big boxes that come and go. Boxes go to the Cat and Fiddle all the time. And then, of course, the dock itself, pointing to Area 15, has very large crates that haven't been even checked yet. The paperwork is all over the place.
So, does anyone have the relative size of this animated ballista?
Well, what we do know is it's big enough to fit through the streets.
So
it's not, you're not dealing with like
the back streets or the main roads? Because there's a difference between it being 10 feet long and 5 feet long.
The early reports we had of this, it kind of like lowers his voice. This ballista came from uptown.
Okay.
And it didn't take main streets to get here. So
then,
it's fitting into places that you could fit in.
So so this automated this animated ballista is probably then no longer than 5 feet.
I would venture to guess so, yes.
Quite small for a ballista, really. Most ballistas are a 10 by 10.
Yeah, so no, it's an advanced piece of arcane machinery, and animated, if I understand it correctly. Got a mind of its own, but
fantastic.
Forever, better or worse, it's working with these kobolds.
All right then.
Outside of that, I'll be honest, we don't know much about the gang either. The Pearl-Eyed Dragons, as far as we can tell, judging by the blind eyes, they got their runnings with other materials than this.
Captain, I don't think you have anything to worry about. I'll have this cleaned up for you quickly and quietly, and I'll make sure the 5 of them are brought before the bounty office, and you can claim all the credit. You can work. I'm sure you can work out something with the bounty office, so that way, he maintains his autonomy, but you can take the credit.
I like the sound of that, and there's money in it for you. Like points a finger. If you deliver on that promise.
If I make it so that it looks like you took him down.
Yes.
Done. I'll be happy to testify to that in open court if you like.
Let's hope it doesn't come to open court, but...
Fantastic. So, Building 7 you said for the records?
Yes. He would refer to it as a record hall, but for our listener, definitely Building 7.
Fantastic. Alright, the records hall.
Is there anything else I need to know before I'm on my way?
No, I don't think so. Just tread lightly. Kobolds, in confined spaces like this, they've gotten the better of many an outsider.
Fantastic. Well, luckily for me, I'm an outsider wherever I've gone.
Alright.
Used to it.
Yeah, so you head out through basically the way you came in.
And then I head back over into Building 7?
Yes. You're opening the door there. Curiously enough, it's not a kobold here. It is an elf, but not like any elf you've seen. This elf almost has like an albino look to him. Super pale skin, grayish white hair. and eyes that are a pale blue with a shadow of red behind them.
Ah, fantastic, a fellow brother. It's been... I've seen too many kobolds in this place.
Ah, an outsider. Well. You're a welcome sight. How can I help you?
Look, I hate to walk in here and be asking for a favor off the bat, but I put down the, I go, look, a friend of mine had something shipped here and it got mislabeled.
Mislabeled, you say?
Yeah, he had his friend ship it for him, and his friend didn't label it correctly. So now it's ended up somewhere lost in the limbo of the warehouses, apparently.
Do you have a tracking number for this, or a name for your friend who shipped it?
Yes, the gentleman who shipped its name was Rukalen.
Rukalen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'll kind of pulls out a guidebook. Do you know how long ago this was? More than 6 months?
Probably the shipment should have arrived within... I think, what's the timeline on when the ballista was stolen? Maybe 2 weeks ago?
About a week ago or so.
I said last it should have been about it should have arrived in the last week or so.
Kind of breathes a sigh of relief. Like, okay, I won't have to go to the shelves for this one. Just flipping through. You'll forgive me as I looking through. I'm not seeing a Rukalen anywhere in here.
Might I take a look?
Kind of eyes you a little bit, but turns the book around. It's very dusty.
Yeah.
Ink scrawled, very often smudged, but legible for the most part.
I look for anything kind of odd. Just just an odd box number or something. Just
Sure.
something odd. Just a box that doesn't seem quite right compared to all the other shipments in here. So is this a perception or what is this?
Yeah, I would say make investigation.
Investigation. 4. I also am showing it to Megan at the same time. It's like...
Yep, Megan's kind of pouring over from
I rolled a 4, by the way.
A 4. Yeah, Megan will attempt one as well. Actually, he'll help you, so roll with advantage.
Oh, okay, so I get to roll again.
Yeah.
18.
18. Okay. You're looking through. What you do notice is everything that comes in here sits for a couple days. Okay. There's an arrived a couple days later. There's an exit time, and most of the boxes that are described don't look big enough. There's dimensions given, and it's they don't look big enough to put a person in, much less a more rigid thing like a ballista.
I'm looking for the dimensions. I ignore contents. I ignore names. I look at dimensions.
Specifically dimensions?
Numbers don't lie. People lie.
Yes. As you are glancing through, there is a box held currently, which is close. It's in that 4 foot, 3 feet, 5 feet kind of size.
Perfect.
However, there are several boxes that fit that size range, which have gone through to the Cat and Fiddle. And 1 or 2 boxes that arrive here and immediately, same day, are taken to the produce market across the street.
Fantastic. Alrighty, and I just make note of where are the items in the warehouse.
Yes. It's not marked exactly where it's being stored, but it is currently being held in the warehouse is what they have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it in warehouse 8 or is it in warehouse 13?
It would be 8.
8. Fantastic. I'm perfect. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, it is not
here, so it must have gotten shipped to the other warehouse in the district. Not to yours.
At this point, I'll get you to make a deception check. As he's kind of starting to eyeball things. Part of his job is looking for people getting the better of this.
28.
28?
Yeah.
Jeez, okay, 1 sec. Let's see if he can... Yeah, no.
Remember, I took expertise in deception.
He can crit and fail that one. Sort of eyeing you there, alright, well, go safely.
Yep. I was like, by the way, who would I talk to for the other warehouse? Because I know your warehouse has an office, but I don't know if the other warehouse has an office.
Yeah, if you just go in through the side door, there's a desk there. They'll give you a hand.
Perfect.
They got a head office. I won't even get started on that. But most of their records, if it's in the time frame that you're looking for, they should have.
Perfect. Oh, also, if I'm looking for somebody who sells specialty equipment and tools, who should I talk to in the city?
Oh, yeah, like adventuring gear?
Yeah, adventuring gear.
Yeah, it's right across from the barracks. And he points to what would be Area 2.
Fantastic.
Thank you. And I head over to Area 2.
Sure.
And I just whisper to Megan,
Yeah.
sorry, we have to pick up a little something to get by some doors.
Okay, yeah.
I walk into Area 2.
I'm walking through there.
Yep.
There is what looks to be like a Triton sitting here.
Mhm.
Kind of that coral, mass-looking
Yep.
face. Sort of, hey, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. I look at it and I'm like, actually, before we do business, I was wondering. I found a unique blade and I was wondering, I have no clue who made it, and I'm wondering if you've ever seen something like it before, and I pull out the sea urchin blade.
Sort of, that is an interesting blade there.
Mm-hmm.
May I?
Yeah, don't...
No, of course.
Don't prick yourself. That's gonna...
He's gently weighing the blade, like the
Yep.
flat of it, and then holding it by the handle.
Have you ever seen something like it before? Because I don't know what kind of blade it's called. I've just been referring to it as a sea urchin blade.
You know, that's not inaccurate. I've never seen anything like this before. They must be magic keeping this... Hang on. Kind of like eyeing it here. You should know that this blade is dying. You're going to want to submerge it in seawater if you can.
Fantastic, thank you.
And like pointing at the actual sea urchin part of it, like it's drying out there, but if you I'd suggest submerging it at least once a day.
Fantastic.
If you want to keep it growing there. It does look like some amalgamation. It is living. If I'm being honest, I can't buy this off you. But no, I've never seen anything quite like it before. Well, not above water anyway.
Yep.
Hey, I was gonna say, I pull out the scabbard and I'm like, do you think a modification could be made to keep seawater in the scabbard?
Can I see the scabbard?
I hand over the scabbard.
Now, you've mostly just been using the belt for this.
Yes.
Or like wrappings here.
Mm-hmm. But I managed to track down a short sword scabbard when I got back.
Yes, that kind of fits it in. Yeah. I could modify something like this. It would take me, well, the better part of a day. You come back tomorrow, maybe?
Perfect, I can do that. And how much would it cost me?
Well, it's a custom setup here. And I do want to make it with some sort of spill guard so you're not getting salt water everywhere. Time. It's a slow day, so you're lucky on this one. Call it 15 gold.
10?
10. 12.
Well, why don't we call it... let's call it 11 gold and 5 silver.
11 gold and 5 silver.
And I'm also looking to buy I hate the term, but a set of thieves' tools. I know I'm doing some dungeoneering soon, and you never know when you're going to need a pair of tools to get past an old door in those dank dungeons.
All right. Tell you what. You're buying thieves' tools. I'll part with the scabbard. 11 gold, 5 silver.
Okay.
We can do that, but you're not haggling me on the thieves' tools.
Agreed.
They're going at market price.
Done? No haggling on thieves' tools.
All right. You're forking over the gold?
Yeah, I'm forking over the gold.
I will quickly look up the going rate on thieves' tools. Which we're just using the little...
Yep.
The basic price. And you're proficient in thieves' tools?
I don't think I have a proficiency. No, I do not have a proficiency in thieves' tools.
Ooh. So technically you do need proficiency to pick locks. However, if it's something you'd like to train on...
It's something I would like to train.
Sure. Where are you?
And I already have a 9 in sleight of hand, so I figure since I have expertise in sleight of hand, that gives me good grounds for training on.
Sure. Oh yes, they are 25 gold.
25 gold. I won't, as promised, I will not haggle that price.
Okay, so the total is 36 gold and 5 silver.
Yep, and I've already forked over. Yeah, I've already forked over the 11, so now I just need to fork over the 25.
All right. As you're doing that, I'm like shoveling it all out there.
Yeah.
Megan will take a peek outside here, kind of just pacing around, thinking to himself, kind of grumbling, like, what do we? But you fork the money over afterwards, heading outside.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I'm assuming my forgery kit and disguise kit both got.
Yes, they were not taken with you from the ship.
Yep.
Megan sort of. Hey, Arthan.
Yes.
I couldn't help but notice you are thinking of staying the night out here.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
We need to.
Boss said it's okay. It's he told me that might be the case. We do need to get a room together though.
That's fair.
Warn you.
Fair enough.
All right.
Just.
I'm not gassy, I promise.
Well, it's not the gas. It's the fact that, man, you chop wood, man.
Yeah, I've heard that one. I didn't want to.
You could fell a forest.
Well, I'll take that part as a compliment, but it's for your sake. You just get to sleep before me, then it won't be a problem.
I don't need to get earplugs. Anyways, look, I've managed to get the tools we need, and I've managed to. It turns out my blade needs some special attention, so we've got that sorted out. But let's just take a swing by the harbor real quick. All right. As we swing by the harbor, I'm just gonna take my blade and just dunk her in the ocean for a minute, and then pull her out.
Yes. So you head back to quick stop at Area 15 there.
Yep. And then we're gonna head to the back door of Area 8.
Okay.
Okay, so I got the dimensions
For the crate in Area 8. So what we're gonna need to do is we're going to need to do a little liberating of property.
Worth noting, as you pass through towards Area 8 from Area 15, the alleyway that you go through, there is an overhead passageway that you pass under, linking the minion house to this like derelict building to the south of you. You pass under it though, no issues there. As you get to Area 8, the back door, the back door is locked.
I pull out my newly. I check. I look. Is there a window up above that's cracked open?
There is no window here. No.
Is it starting to get late into the day now?
We're getting to like early afternoon. So
early afternoon. Is it still pretty busy out in the streets here?
Yes, there are kobolds kind of pushing past every now and then. You are on one of the quieter walkways.
By the way, I'm gonna go ahead and cast this on myself right now. That's gonna last me an hour.
Oh. Okay, yeah, we can share that. That's the Intellect Fortress you're casting.
Yeah, Intellect Fortress.
Interesting. Okay.
And I'm like, I think to myself, it's like, I just smile and I take off the mask because I've kept the mask on this whole time.
Yeah.
And I ditch I take the poncho I've been wearing, ditch the poncho, and I'm like, Megan, hold on to this, go around the corner.
Okay.
And don't because you came in with me earlier, so now I need to go in by myself.
All right.
I memorized. Did I memorize the name for? I memorized the name for the guy who owns Crate in Area 8.
Yes, there was a
Yep.
like a series of numbers that they used to track.
Yep.
It's very advanced. And like a stamp used with like a configuration. So you'd have that memorized.
I knock on the back door.
Some shuffling. Little kobold kind of opens it up and answers.
Hello?
Yeah. Here to pick up, and I rattle off the number.
Kind of like looks around.
Oh. Okay, yeah, come on in.
I walk in. Yep.
I lead you down to the southernmost row here.
Yep.
And he goes up to this large box.
Do you have people to help you get it out of here?
I look at the size of the box and it's like, you see the look of the face of a pained worker who realizes his boss did not tell him the size of the project he agreed to.
Oh.
Look. Let me. Can we just pop it open? Maybe the thing is smaller than the packaging. If the thing's smaller than the packaging, I'll take it. Otherwise, I'll just have to come back with some buddies.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Kind of heads up to the north room off of 8.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Comes back with a crowbar.
Mm-hmm.
Just like sets it in the top and sort of
Stand back.
Yep. And.
as it falls forward, tumbling out
Mm-hmm.
are just like a mountain of pineapples. All of them well overripe.
Mm-hmm.
Like rotting.
Yep. I pick them up and start packing them back in, and I help the kobold pack it all up.
The kobold sort of
Is this what you got? They're all rotten.
Apparently, my boss got a bad deal.
Oh.
kind of like sort of shovel them in.
We shovel them in together, and I help him reseal the thing. I'm like, sorry for the waste of time. Sorry to have wasted your time, and I drop him a copper piece.
Oh, okay.
I'll come back with some bigger guys another day.
All right.
Head out the back?
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
As you head out the back, Megan's just sort of sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
How'd it go?
And I just make sure the door's closed before I respond, and I keep walking by. Then I grab the poncho and mask from him and just nice and smooth back on.
Yes, kind of flip it over and then mask down.
Yep.
Yes. Any luck there?
Just a bunch of pineapples. Now what?
Pineapples.
Yeah.
What are they doing keeping pineapples in like a steamy warehouse like that?
No idea. But we did check, as we were putting the pineapples back, I took the chance to, I should have mentioned this earlier, to feel up the back of the crate, make sure it was the crate was the proper depth and everything.
It is, yes.
Okay.
This is strange though. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I heard that there was that produce that came in.
Yep.
And that usually moves out right away. We were looking.
That
right?
means
Do you think
the pineapple, he took that instead of his pineapples.
Do you think there's a mix-up?
Yep.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, he kind of lowers his voice. That means these pearl-eyed dragon people might be looking for it too.
Yep. So we're gonna go stake out the produce stand.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Tonight or just right now?
We're going right now. We're gonna stake it out until they show up.
All right. He will follow you up to the derelict building number 5.
Yep.
And he's gonna go. There's a bit of a landslide on the
Yep.
right side here. And he'll kind of take up a position right at to the south end
6
of it.
is the produce stand.
6 is the produce here.
Fantastic.
There's 2 doors in, one through the back, which, thanks to the map, you would know is like their storeroom. And then one, the southern room is where they keep most of their.
Ditching my mask and thing with him again.
Yes.
I also leave him with I pull out my flute.
Yeah.
And I stand on the street
corner, take a small I look for is there a broken bowl or some broken pottery out here?
In Area 5 there might be. If you
I
want
dig
to
through Area 5 looking for a bowl or something.
Takes you a couple minutes, but you find a broken bowl.
Perfect.
Shallow, but not too shallow.
put it in front of me, and I just sit down on the steps next to the produce stand.
Yeah.
And I just start playing my flute
Yes.
as I play a little bit, and then I use minor illusion to keep the music going as I take my lips from the thing and sing a little bit, and then go back as I am going, "What do you do with a drunken sailor?"
Love it. Make me either a performance check or a charisma check using your flute proficiency.
Okay, I will use my pan flute proficiency here.
Wonderful.
That's going to be 17.
17. Yeah, over the course of... How long are you staying here?
Oh, I am going to stay here for as long as I can until I'm just looking for the pearl-eyed people. So I am here for the day.
Yeah. You get a lot of copper thrown into your little bowl, occasional silver. I'm going to say 7 copper and 3 silver are thrown in.
Sweet.
This isn't a city with a ton of wealth, so most of it's just wealthy sailors kind of passing by.
I just nod my thanks to them and even give a couple of song requests or two when they throw in coins.
Oh yeah. You play a. It's an interesting mix.
Yep.
Because you're not in the Imperium anymore. you're used to playing actually some non-Imperium songs,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a little bit of like an adjustment where it's like, oh yeah, I'm back to playing like not songs that are sung here. A lot of clientele from beyond coming through here. However, the day goes on. The sun stretches lower in the sky.
Yep.
Megan every now and then will kind of like shift over to kind of.
I'm
take a peek
assuming
at you.
I'll have Megan Megan can watch that back door,
Yes.
right? And I can watch this front door.
Yep.
The only thing I do is after about halfway through the day, like if he's watching the back door, I've got this section. Okay, yeah, we're all good. So this is gonna be the things.
Yeah. If I see, hey, by the way, if I see that Gambit pass me by the way,
Yes.
I'm just gonna quietly quickly quietly nod my head at my bag sitting behind me for him, of like, hey, your thing is in there. And I just kind of like, as he comes by, I just quietly open my bag for him as he walks by, and let him do a quick little sleight of hand pass off so no one notices us.
Yeah, make a sleight of hand check.
16.
Okay. Yeah, he quickly just kind of like shuffles it into his cloak there, kind of like, thank you.
And I just keep playing the pan flute.
Yeah. And he will go off, presumably, to hear from later. As I put him on the GM layer. The day goes on, sun's getting lower, getting to kind of sunset vibes. There's no sign of anyone. Until, as the sun begins to dip much lower, there's a scuffle outside. As I quickly move some tokens around on the battle mat. Sorry, listener, you're not going to see this one. As there's a little bit of like a commotion coming from just behind where you're set up.
Yep.
Alright, move, get out of the way. As like people are running down the road.
I quickly tuck all of my stuff away like I'm a nervous troubadour. It's like, oh, trouble, gotta go. And I run along with the crowd until I kind of
go around the front of the building and then start doubling around the back over this way.
Oh, okay, yeah, so you do like a loop over the north side and back down.
Exactly, because this is where the noise was coming from, right? Back here?
The noise was coming from up the steps, kind of like more towards the docks.
Perfect, so up this way.
Yeah, so you make your way up to the top.
Yep. And I slip back on my poncho and my mask at this point.
Yes. Running up to the front door, you can see like down the main road.
Yep.
There is a gang of kobolds. I've numbered them on my end, so don't. We'll try and keep track of them here. 4 of them altogether, led by a kobold with like a scimitar and a shield, kind of more kitted out in armor. The others look a little more ramshackle. 4 altogether, marching like heads down, like running forward, kind of like running past you to get into the front entrance. As this is happening, behind you, you can hear these heavy footsteps. As something large and metallic is up towards the back door. Megan is kind of like, you can't actually see him right now.
By the way, are these the kobolds I saw from earlier from the barracks?
These are not. In fact, as one of them kind of like turns and glances, you can see the pearl eye.
I smile as I see the pearl eye and mirror image as suddenly, because to him it might seem like a heat mirage, as suddenly once where there was one, there is now 4 of me.
Yes. As this happens, I need you to roll initiative.
Yes, Intellect Fortress is not been recast since that earlier casting, so it's now down.
Okay, yes.
Dang, that's not good.
Oh, no?
That's going to be a 9 in the initiative, but I don't think they know I'm involved yet.
They do know that you cast a spell. So I will... It's a 9 in the initiative. I will quickly roll everybody here.
And I'm just chilling behind the door, beside this door frame, right around this edge here, so they can't get quite a clear shot at me.
Yes. Okay, so pretty average rolls. That's the fun part of this. Megan with a 14. The head guy rolled a 21. And the rest of his kobolds, I'm rolling them as a group here.
Mm-hmm.
Roll 3. Which just leaves this heavy metallic thing to roll. Nice. Not the best.
Is that the supposed animated thing, or does this seem like something different?
It seems like it must be. Like, you've heard that this is like a ballista.
Mm-hmm.
But you can hear something else, like heavy, like a suit of plate mail making its
Okay.
way down.
Mm-hmm.
It rolls bad, just worse than you. As I quickly finalize that. So ambience changes.
Yep.
We begin.
Mm-hmm.
I'll step out from the corner, just kind of like that,
And I have the rapier in one hand, the short sword in the other. It's like just like the poncho, kind of like very Western almost looks.
Yes.
It's like, gentlemen, we can either do this the easy way or the hard way.
It is the leader's initiative right now.
Mm-hmm.
So he is going to just charge forward. He doesn't even like take notice of you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like his minions who are 5'10", throws the door open, running into this produce stand, approaching the back door here. He's kind of kicked open the door. He will take the dodge action as he kind of like gets in, yelling at the store clerk, like, "All right, get down! No one needs to get hurt. Is this door locked?" And he's like, No, it's open. You can go in. He's like, "All right. If anyone tries anything, there's been a mix-up. You picked up something a week ago. I know you know what's in there." As he says that, Megan's gonna mobilize.
Perfect.
15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, he's got 40 feet of movement.
Yeah, perfect.
35, 40.
Can he do his leap?
His leap uses his own movement.
Oh, okay.
And his traits include magic resistance and not being able to be put to sleep. So he is going to move up. He's not calling for you, but he will take the dash action to get himself prepared.
Yep. I shout over the building. I say, store clerk, help him.
Okay. As you say that, he will position himself up by the door.
Yeah.
And will step through most of his movement there.
Yeah.
Kind of like diving through the door, bone knocked. Can't do any actions right now as he's dashed. As the leader of this little kobold group is kind of like just fuming that someone else is charged in here. A wannabe hero, huh? We'll see where that gets you. As that ends both of their turns here, Arthan, you are up.
Do you have you watched the new Puss in Boots movie by any chance?
I have, yes.
I walked down the alleyway, very reminiscent of the
blades out.
Yeah, a little twirls of them. It's like
tinging on the alley walls here.
It's like ting. As I look at them, it's like, gentlemen, gentlemen, gentlemen. Do you wish to die today? Because unless you walk away now, you are going to die today. There's no face, no emotion, just the phoenix and the steel.
Oh. Make me an intimidation check.
This is your one chance to surrender. Oh, good heavens!
Uh-oh.
18 plus 7, 25.
They are like taken by shock. They don't have the frightened condition because that'd be a spell.
Yeah.
But they are like given sudden pause and like they're like faltering a little bit here.
It's like I just kind of look at them as I am going to take the sea urchin blade and slash the first guy in front of me.
Yeah, make an attack roll.
I feel sorry for this. It's a kobold taking a sea urchin blade. I don't know if he's going to survive this.
Roll the hit.
25 to hit.
Roll damage.
I'm also going to be using my blade flourish, by the way.
Uh-huh.
And this blade flourish I wish to use today is going to be the Slashing Flourish. You can expend 1 use of your Bardic Inspiration to cause the weapon to deal extra damage to the target you hit and to any other creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of you. The damage equals the number you roll on the Bardic Inspiration die. And my Bardic Inspiration went up to a D8. So let's see. So D8, D6, and then I need to roll an additional 3d6 for the poison.
Correct.
So the initial damage, so slashing damage is 9.
That'll kill.
And then the rollover damage is 2 to the next kobold.
2 to the next. Okay, yeah, from the Bardic.
Yep, and so the first guy takes 11. So, by the way, I just take the sea urchin blade, slash off his head, and then it continues and slashes the neck of the next guy.
Okay, so you are going lethal on these.
Did it say dead or alive on the, did it specify alive or dead, or?
It did not specify.
We'll go non... no, I'm using a poison blade.
Yeah,
This is lethal.
You don't lethal. Sing,
And I just...
head's locked, and it cuts through, bloodying the next one.
Yep, and I just hold the blade right at his neck, and I look at them like, so what's it gonna be, boys? Surrender or die?
Is that your turn?
That is. I am not moving just yet. I am waiting for their response first before I move.
Stepping in front, you're on the main street, cornering
Yep.
areas 6, 9, 7, and 10.
Yep. So I have moved, so far I have moved a total of 15 feet.
Okay. Next up is that thumping sound. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, he gets the dash. 35, 40.
Yep.
45, 50, yeah. As this animated armor dashes, object interactions just blast through the back door. It's like a black blur of armor. As this looks to be a humanoid, like 5 foot tall, 5, 6.
By the way, if they don't surrender, I'm holding my second attack to the off.
You don't have a second attack just yet.
Oh, I have my offhand.
Yeah.
I'm holding my offhand to slash this guy through if he doesn't surrender.
It is worth noting. You cannot ready a bonus action.
Oh, I can't hold an offhand attack. Shoot. So I would need to attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Next time. As the armor goes through, it is now the collective kobold's turn to mobilize. As the kobolds to the north side here, kind of making through the back alleyway, will crash into Area 6 through the back and make their way in. They're not really at a place where they can search, so they will dash action to close the gap. As this is happening, number 2 and 3 are going to attack you. Number 2 will make a little dagger attack.
Are they? Oh, they're not surrendering?
No. They're frightened of you, but that fear is kind of triggered. That's their fight or flight response here.
Okay.
Does a 21 hit?
Yes, it does hit.
Okay, but we have to roll on the
Yep, we have to roll. If it's below a D6, I believe it will hit. If it's below a 6, it will hit me. Otherwise, it will hit one of my clones.
D20 though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Okay.
So, mirror image, duplicates. Okay, if you have 3 duplicates, you must roll a 6 or higher to change the attack target. I rolled a 7, changes the attack target to one of my duplicates.
Cool. So you're down 1 duplicate.
Yep.
As... Ooh. He's going to miss then. The second one is going to sling and boom at you.
Yep.
Oh, I'm rolling good. 17?
17 meets.
Ties, yeah, roll.
Does not get redirected.
So it does hit you?
Yeah.
Okay, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Cool.
As this kind of strikes you, just finding your collarbone, right above the armor.
He just hears from behind that. It's like, you're gonna die for that.
That ends the kobold's turns. Which brings us back to the top. The head of the kobold's here. Considering attacking Megan, but he's going to prioritize getting into the back room. He will 5 feet forward, blast open the doors. 10, 15, 20, 25 feet. Oh, he only has 20 feet of movement. He's slow. But he can search from here. As he's adjacent to the box, he is going to use an action to, or use an object interaction to open it.
Yep.
So, You don't see what comes out.
Mm-hmm.
There's no sign of anything.
Okay.
Just the whoops and cheers.
Megan's up.
Distant. Megan is up. Megan is going to step forward. 25. 30. Stepping right into the room with these guys. His cone can hit the animated armor, the head, and one of the kobolds at the far back.
Perfect.
If I'm correct. Yes, 30-foot cone.
Ooh.
He's going to do 18 damage on a failed save. So that will kill number 4 no matter what. As he conjures these magical arrows and launches them out.
Perfect.
It's a dex save from the armor, which definitely fails. And from the kobold here, who also fails. My goodness. So they will both take 18 points of damage.
Perfect.
And are both still up. That is going to be not quite Megan's turn, as he will then retreat 10 feet backwards. Kind of calling out, Arthan, you alright? There's a lot of them in here.
Just peachy.
Alright, I think they found what they're looking for.
I'm going to go ahead and do a rapier attack now on the two in front of me, and I'm going to use a blade flourish again. And this time I'm going to do slashing flourish, so I hit both of them.
Okay.
Can't afford to leave anybody alive out here. So this is going to be with my... I'm doing this one with my rapier.
Okay.
I am assuming a 17's going to hit.
Very much.
So that is going to be a total of 5 damage to the first guy. No, 8 damage to the first guy and 3 damage to the other dude.
3 damage to the other dude. Other dude is still up. Barely.
Okay.
2 HP kind of thing. Are you offhanding him?
No, I'm not actually going to offhand him. I'm going to go ahead and move 20 feet this direction, and then from there I go an additional 10 feet. That's 30 feet.
Yes.
And then that is... So let's see. Wait, so I'm here. So this goes 20 feet, 10 feet, so that's 30 feet, 10 feet. That's 40 feet. Perfect.
Yes, so you're running up the alleyway between 6 and 9?
Yep, because I automatically go from 30 feet of movement to 40 feet of movement whenever I do an attack action.
Ah, is that the mobile?
No. Mobile... No, it's just automatically whenever I take the attack action.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, blade flourish. Nice.
So I step here and I peek around the corner. Can I see the guys in the area there?
From where you're standing, no, because there is a full wall between you and them.
Okay.
You'd have to be up one to see.
And I'm then going to go ahead and use my bonus action to pop Healing Word on myself.
Okay.
Healing Word, and that's going to heal me for 8, so I'm back to full now.
Okay. And that's your turn?
Yes, it is.
First thing that's going to happen, you're not hidden, so there's footsteps being heard.
Yep.
The animated armor is going to step forward. Hefty, definitely built for like a human or larger.
Yep.
Large, kind of like bits of like spikes on the shoulder pads, kind of like steps out here, making a sound almost like breathing. It's kind of... will make 2 attacks against you. First one is a 16 to hit, which misses.
Misses, yep.
Second one is a 6 to hit. So it's kind of like trying to both hands together, trying to strike you. You're able to deflect it with the rapier and with your offhand there.
Sorry, big boy. Ain't gonna happen.
As that is its turn, it is now the collection of lesser kobolds, one of which debates pursuing you, but will instead 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 make its sling attack against Megan.
Okay.
We'll roll a nat 5 as Megan kind of ducks it without looking. Kind of, Arthan, you left one for me.
Yep, sorry.
It's alright, I know how it is. Number 5, this other kobold here, will also go on Megan. 5, 10, 15, 20, running from 6 down to the southern room.
Yeah.
And making a dagger attack. That's an unnatural 20 to hit. Megan takes some damage. You can hear the grunt as the dagger finds its home, as Megan kind of like shoves him off here. Don't let him swarm you, Arthan.
Yep.
Won't look good.
Mm-hmm.
As he's doing that, we go back to the top with the head of this organization here. Just sort of, all right, boys, we got what we came for. Kind of like looks over towards Megan.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what's good for you, you'll let this be. And he's going to try and make an escape. So he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, and then dash 5. Technically, he is leaving your reach here.
Yep, so I'm going to go ahead and strike him with the short sword.
Cool. Yeah, make an attack roll.
Mm-hmm. So it's the short sword. Oh, man, if he gets hit with the short sword, I think he's done.
It's possible.
A 22 to hit.
22 will hit. I'm actually going to take the time to roll the d10 because the color of this kobold determines a resistance it might have.
Okay.
He is a like pale white kobold.
Okay. 4 slashing damage to him.
Okay.
And then it's going to be how much poison damage? Oh, jeez. 11, 13 poison damage.
So, and it was 4 slashing?
Yeah.
So 17 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, doesn't he have to make a... Is there a con save he has to make or something with this blade? Or is there no, like, blade other effect than the poison? Is there a paralysis effect? I couldn't remember if you had a paralysis effect or not.
No. There's not. There is a poisoned effect, but it's only when you reduce someone to 0 hit points with it.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yep, so he takes his hit and is, like, limping, but still able to dash away.
Yep.
Just on the top there, which will be his turn. It's Megan's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Megan's still got his bow out.
Yep.
So he needs to provoke an opportunity attack.
Okay.
He will step back to here, provoking 1 opportunity attack from the kobold.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My goodness. The chaos. Kobold slashes with a dagger, just catches in the leather armor. He now has 3 arrows he's going to shoot. First one at the kobold who stabbed him.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Will miss. So he'll take a second shot at that one as well, which will hit and kill. Miss, shot, aims down at the one in the doorway, takes a shot at him too. Rolls a nat 1. So he kills the one, the last one in the room here. Misses the one that's to the south. Alright, Arthan, I'm mopping him up here. Make sure we get their leader, though. I think he went on your side.
My turn?
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and use an attack with my rapier right away.
Yep.
And I'm going to go ahead and use a blade flourish again. But this time, I am going to use mobile flourish. You can expend 1 use of your bardic inspiration to cause the weapon to deal extra damage to the target you hit. The damage equals the number you roll on the bardic inspiration die. You can also push the target up to 5 feet away from you, plus a number of feet equal to the number you roll on that die. You can then immediately use your reaction to move up to your walking speed to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of the target. And then I'm going to take my move action after that.
Cool, yeah, so you're going to shove him forward basically in your fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, make the attack roll.
Yep, with the rapier.
Sure.
Alrighty, so that is going to be a 20 to hit.
20 will hit.
And then that's going to be 9 slashing damage, and then 7 from my blade flourish. So that means I get to shove him up to 12 feet away from me. So I'm going to shove the armor down the alleyway in the left direction as I...
Yes, so you didn't do any poison damage there.
No, this
Okay.
was blade flourish.
You kill him by 1.
Oh, wow.
So you shove him back.
Yep.
He falls apart. This metal just cascades. And you are able to move within 5 feet.
You just kind of see there's a moment it's like, huh, that's easier than I expected.
Yes.
And then I move forward, and then I now have my actual movement, and so my actual movement's going to take me here.
Right behind the leader here.
I run down the alleyway. It's just I let the tip of my short sword catch the stone so he hears the slight scrape. Yeah.
And you've got 2 illusions still, right?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
As there's the three of me coming up behind him, and my blade just coming up from the edge of the ground slashes upward at him.
Okay, this is your offhand one.
Yeah, this is my offhand.
Roll the hit.
Yep. Rolling for poison damage first. 12. I'm gonna assume misses him.
12 will miss him. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But I lock eyes with him.
Yes. He's kind of like turning as he's running here, kind of tries to get the shield up between you. With that, the armor obviously doesn't go.
Yeah.
It is the last kobold's turn.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to...
Yep.
Obviously take a slingshot against Megan here.
Yep.
Oh. And will crit.
Oh no, Megan, don't die on me.
How's Megan looking? You don't know. You haven't seen him. But I'll say it takes a little bit more damage.
Okay.
Double the damage he took last time. As the kobold is then going to flee, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. As he's fleeing, you can hear from the other side of Building 9, screams out, reinforcements, reinforcements, reinforcements! As 2 more kobolds.
Yep.
Yeah, they got some real reinforcements, I'll tell you that much. 2 more kobolds. Heretofore, or from here on, referred to as kobold 6 and 7.
Do they hesitate at the fact their entire party is like dead?
Johnny, these are kobolds. They live for these sort of odds.
Jeez, they sound like Corellians.
Are going to take up positions in this kind of courtyard between 9 and 14.
Yep.
You don't see them, but they're going to become relevant probably pretty soon.
Yep.
With that, something else is going to move now. On the map, I get to place a lovely little creature emerging from the box. Quickly place him. On area 6, on the leftmost area, this sentient or otherwise animated crossbow is going to emerge from its box.
Okay.
You can see it from here, which means it can see you.
Yep.
It's got a like beaten bronze dragon's head for a mouth. From within, you can see these like several bolts kind of like shoved in. As like wings, the sides of this thing unfold as it cocks. It's gonna roll forward. 5, 10, 15.
I'm assuming this guy has the control mechanism.
You don't see a control mechanism anywhere. This thing seems more or less capable of moving on its own. It is going to face you. And we'll start with a lancing bolt. That's a 20 to hit.
Alright, let's see if it gets redirected.
Yes.
It does not get redirected.
Okay. This is where the scary part of the fight takes effect.
Yep.
It's going to be 15 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
How you looking?
Still alive.
It's got extra attack.
Oh, lovely.
The second attack, because this thing has a few tools at its disposal.
Yep.
It is going to attempt to harpoon you.
Oh, dang.
It's a 25 to hit.
It does not hit one of my illusions.
So it will hit you. You are struck with this thing. You take 8 points of piercing damage, and you are grappled.
Lovely.
While grappled in this way, your speed is not reduced.
Okay.
But you can only move in directions that bring you closer to this creature.
Lovely.
And how can I ungrapple myself?
You can make an action to make an acrobatics or athletics check to try and pull this thing out. However, the bolt that is shot through your leg here is barbed. So you get the sense it's going to hurt pulling it up. However, as a bonus action, this thing's going to pull you 20 feet towards it.
Damn.
5, 10, 15 feet.
Yep.
As it tugs you away from the leader of this group here. He doesn't get an opportunity to attack on you.
Because I'm being forced out of his thing.
Yes, and you're not using like a reaction or anything like that. That is going to be its turn.
Yep.
As we go up to the boss's turn.
Cool.
He kind of like turns back. He realizes that he needs this mechanism if he's going to make a success out of this. So he doesn't really want you caught on it. So he'll go 5, 10, 15, 20 to the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just going to hold there. He'll take the dodge action. As it is now Megan's turn. Megan will step through because he's aware of what's happening. 5, 10, 15. Sees you grappled here. Arthan, need a hand?
We need to, yes. Kill the big guy behind me. I'll deal with this thing. Maybe healing. If you got it.
Right, best I can do is this short bow. And he's gonna take 3 shots. Well, actually, he'll take 1 shot.
Don't shoot this thing. We need to preserve this thing. So shoot. If he's gonna shoot anything, go shoot the guy on the stairs.
On the stairs. I don't know if I can reach him from here. Okay.
Wait, actually, better yet, just take this thing's wheels off. We're just taking the wheels off this thing.
5, 10. He'll go up 15, 20. So if he gets it right at the top row, he has a shot on the boss and on this. Actually, even if he goes there, he does. He'll take 1 shot on it at the treads here.
Yeah. So just disable the treads. We want this thing working.
Good. Yeah, he will hit it.
Yeah.
As his face, kind of like his expression sinks. It's immune.
Lovely.
My bow's not magical.
Oh, fantastic. Gotcha.
He's got 2 shots left. The stairs then?
Yep.
2 more shots. 15 and a 17 both hit. For 16 damage on the boss here. Oh no, he's at disadvantage. Well, one of them hits. As a 14 and 15. Nope. So for 8 damage. The cold boss has taken 43 damage. Yes, 44 health. As his dodge action pays off once, he is still clinging to life here.
Yep.
Debating if it's worth it or not. He's got reinforcements in the waiting.
My turn?
It is now your turn.
I am going to go ahead and use a spell here because I want to check to make sure you agree that the spell will work the way I want it to work.
Okay, yeah. What are you trying to do?
Because I want to only disable this thing. I don't want to destroy it. I want this. So I want to use Thunder Wave, because Thunder Wave, each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a con saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you. So, however, though, this thing is not a human. It doesn't have a way of self-regulating its balance. So I want to shoot the Thunder Wave a little up and just tip this thing over.
Sure, yeah, I'll allow that.
Over. So I need a con saving throw from it.
Sure. Wow, that's a 5.
Okay, it fails, so it's going to get knocked over now.
Yep.
And it's going to take a total of 10 thunder damage.
That's 10 feet back. I'll put it there.
And everybody within 300 feet hears just ba-boom as I take my 2 blades and I slam their hilts together as a big yellow note explodes outwards.
This thing kind of like tumbles back, not upside down, but kind of on its side.
Yep. Perfect.
It is it's like able to move itself a little bit.
Yep.
But it looks relatively incapacitated.
Run forward and use my object interaction to take my dagger and slam it through the treads into the stone.
Oh, you're just placing it in.
Yeah, I'm just jamming the greer
on the lower end.
Yeah. So it can't move.
Yeah, make a weapon attack. I'll say this is an object interaction.
16 to jab it in.
In and kind of like twist this to make sure it's found purchase between the stone tiles. You dig it in as this thing is kind of like moving a little bit, but can't get any real purchase on its movement. That's your turn?
Yep.
Okay. You are still grappled by it, though.
I know.
Okay.
But I have now disabled it.
All right. As I take a look here...
I make sure, by the way, when I finish my turn, I am not standing with myself in front of the pointy end.
Yes. You're on the underside of it right now. Megan is more facing the pointy end. With that, is the kobold's turn.
Yep.
Orders are being barked. Cool. As they are running forward here. Oh, sorry, I should move out how they are positioned. They are in the middle area between 9 and 10, whereas the other one here is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You can hear one on the opposite wall directly across from you.
Yep.
The one from before with the sling. But none of them can make attacks yet.
Okay.
As we go to the bolter, which is having some trouble here. It actually has quite good dexterity.
Yeah.
But it is really struggling against the dagger that you've put in.
Perfect.
But it will take 2 shots. Hang on. It might take 1 shot. Because it has a power shot. As I look at my map here. No, it'll take 2 shots against Megan.
Yep. And I'm assuming it's got to make it at disadvantage because the thing's now prone.
Yeah, I'll honor that. And it is a ranged attack. It'll miss the first shot, and it will nat 1 the second one.
Cool.
As it, like these 2 shots blast through the stone walls and like the produce behind Megan. Shredded apple everywhere as he's covering his head.
So, oh no, it's not my turn yet.
Not your turn yet. It is Megan's turn first.
Okay, shoot the guy. Shoot the guy dead.
Alright, he's going to step out.
Yeah.
It'll be 5, 10, 15, 20. Getting a shot on the one to the south, but first on the one ahead of him. He still has... Did I miss a turn?
You might have missed the boss's turn.
Oh, sorry, yes, it's not Megan yet. Yes, so Megan's still there. Dragon Shield's going to go first. He will go 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20. He is going to take cover with a dash action.
Okay.
However, on Megan's turn, he's going to try and pursue. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll have to take a shot at 3.
Yep.
Missing. Takes a second shot and kills.
Yep.
He had 2 health. He's got a +4 to his hit. It's 9. It's 9 damage. Kills the one there. And he'll say to you, I think that's all of them. Just the boss.
Yep. Go get him. I'll take care of this. And I gesture at the thing that has me impaled.
Yes. He has a shot on the dragon shield, even though he's behind cover. It's just a partial cover shot. So he will attempt to make it. With a 25 to hit.
Fantastic.
3/4 cover doesn't even help. He's around the corner, but not quite enough.
Yeah.
I'll roll damage just because I have established he has 1 health. 8 damage.
Yeah.
As he downs him. There's a...
When the kobold dies, does this weapon stop going because its thing's now gone?
No, it is still kind of like acting kind of crazy.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and detect magic, and I'm gonna do an Arcana check to see if I can figure out the thing to take control of this
Yes,
piece.
you cast detect magic here. Make me an Arcana check with advantage because you have detect magic out.
Yep, because I just want to figure out how I disable it,
Yes.
or at least take command of it, maybe. That's a 19.
Okay. Looking at this thing right now,
Yep.
it almost seems to be in some sort of like enraged state, where it's attacking anything that's not a designated companion.
Okay, cool.
It seems that whatever magic was influencing it is waning,
Okay.
but there's a good hour left
Before it stops.
before it stops. However, the key thing here is it's attacking stuff it can see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do I know what's the sensor?
It has little eyes on the dragon head.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I pull just like is there cloth lying on the ground from all the like damage that's been done?
Yes, but it's an object interaction to pick up. So you'd object interaction it up, not to throw it over. So you'd have to do it on your next turn.
Wait, I have my poncho on me.
You do, yes.
I take my poncho and slam it over its
Sure.
eyes.
One smooth motion here.
Yep, just over
make
its
me
eyes.
a sleight of hand check
Oh, hee hee.
against its AC.
Wait a second. It's prone.
Yeah.
This is melee.
Yeah.
27?
That beats him by about 11. As you, boom, one smooth motion. Cloth kind of settles, and it's still like visibly like looking around, but it doesn't see anything to take shots at. It obviously didn't see you.
Yep.
And it kind of stops moving for a moment. However, combat isn't over yet. That's your turn, I believe.
Yep. And by the way, I have myself sitting on it pretty much. Like
Yes.
I'm sitting on it with the thing over its head, so it's like
Yes.
if it tries to move, it's got the weight of an elfin half plate on it.
Yeah. It is also worth noting you are still grappled.
I know. I haven't tried to pull it out yet. I haven't needed to.
5. Yes. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yes. The 2 kobolds who are reinforcements are stacking up in the entrance here.
Yeah.
As the shopkeep, you can hear him like, "Oh no!" and like take cover, signaling to you that there are other people
Okay.
moving in.
I shout to Megan. Foes in the doorway. Need you back here.
It is the Oaken Bolter's turn. Doesn't do
Yep.
anything. The leader of these kobolds is dead. Megan is gonna like turn on his hooves and like jog back.
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. Kind of like stopping for a moment to see this. They have decent cover from the bolter here, just the way it's oriented.
Cool.
He'll take the shots anyway. It's not like he's gonna hurt this thing. First shot's a nat 1. Second shot's a nat 1. Third shot's a nat 2.
Wow.
My goodness. 3 shots all missing here.
Yep.
It's like, I'm sorry, Arthan, I'm not feeling it today. And you're up.
Cool.
I shout to the store owner in the other room. I'm like, I can kill the intruders, but it might cost you a wall.
I'm behind that wall. Please don't.
All right then. I'm like, hey. I look. Are there belts on Morgan's belt? Are there daggers?
On Megan's?
Yeah, Megan's belt. Is there a dagger?
Megan does not have any daggers.
Dang it. Do I see any like giant fruit knives in here? Like
Yes,
fruit
there
knives?
are knives in here.
Slam them into my hand because I have no range.
Oh, yeah.
So I just grab a fistful of knives. It's like, might as well be daggers.
Yeah.
And I just, since I'm still with the machine, I just lean through the doorway, take the first dagger, and whip it at the guy in front.
Yes, make a range attack. It is with disadvantage because you're more than 20 feet away.
Okay. Shoot. 8. That misses. Second dagger. That is a 9.
Oh, I also don't know if you can offhand throw a dagger. But they miss anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's your turn?
Yep. I'm assuming I've got I'm assuming I have 2 knives left.
Yeah, we can say that.
Yep. And I'm just gonna lean myself back behind these crates so I have cover when they come around.
Sure. And come around they will. 5, 10, 25. One goes on Megan. 5, 10, 15, 20. 25. One of them's going to stab Megan. One of them's going to sling you. The one stabbing Megan. We'll roll a 13, which is not enough. The other one's going to sling at you with a 16 to hit. I believe that misses by 1.
Yes, because I am still wielding 2 daggers, one in each hand, so I still am technically wielding 2 weapons, so I still have my duelers.
Yes.
My...
As sling kind of just like bounces off the wall behind you. With that, Bolter still doesn't know what to do. Megan is up. He's gonna ram. Oh, he has to pick all rams or all short bows. So he will disadvantage short bow and miss. Again, disadvantage short bow and miss. Third shot will hit 23 to 18.
Yep.
Kills the kobold in front of him.
Yep.
Kind of cursing as he misses 2 shots here. One left. And he will back up 5, 10 to the doorway.
I look at the last guy. I'm like, as I pull out my as I have the 2 daggers. I'm like, you know, you're the last guy, right?
No.
Yeah. Last chance. As I pose the knife to throw.
Kind of like poised for that kill shot. This kobold does not believe you, or at least he doesn't believe you to the extent that he said.
As the dagger flies.
Yes.
As the fruit knife flies.
From your positioning, yes.
Nat 20!
That definitely beats his AC. Roll damage, because why not?
Nat 20. Oh, this is too good. This is... Let's see, what's dagger damage again? Dagger is a D4, so it's D4, rolling 2 D4s. Oh, this is... I almost feel bad for him. That's going to be a total of 5 damage.
That perfectly kills a kobold. Dagger right between the eyes. There's like that moment where you say the threat, he steps forward and like quick draw just...
Does it pin him to the
knocks him
wall?
back. Not quite. It definitely rotates him prone immediately. Like just like
Perfect.
down.
I grab, now with my object interaction, the crate this thing used to be in.
Yes.
Just down and over this guy. Like I pull the crate over and flip it over so we can just...
So the crate right now is up here.
Oh, okay.
At the top left.
Oh, okay then.
So you can't quite make it.
All right.
You could actually no. You could move over.
Yep.
Because you're not moving.
Yep. I grab the
farther.
thing and I just put it down next to the thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Megan. And it's a gesture for him to help me get this thing in there.
Yes. At this point.
Yep.
We are essentially out of combat.
So, by the way, I'm working really quickly to make it look like this thing got away.
Okay.
And not that it's hiding in this crate right now.
Oh,
in the room. I'm making it look like this thing got away.
Okay, so but you are trying to put it back in the crate?
Yeah, I'm getting it back in the crate and then making it look like it got away.
I see. Right now, Megan's going to come over. He'll try and help you with this.
Yeah.
The barbed spear is still grappling you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going to rip it out. I'm just going to do a quick... I'm going to do a healing word on myself and then rip it out at the same time.
Go for it.
Acrobatics check, you said, to get out of it?
Yes, that works.
That's a 13.
13?
Yeah. 13, and I also cast a healing word on myself just in case it does damage when I rip it out.
It does do damage when you rip it out. You do succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. This is interesting. You
5.
take 2 points of slashing damage.
Okay. 13 down to 11. Cool. And I take the lid on, put it back in there quickly.
Yeah.
And then I just gesture for Megan to just drag the crate out back.
Yeah.
Megan takes out the crate and I just
like
grabbing the dead kobolds, I drag them out from the back room and I go, good to see. I look down at the shopkeep behind the counter. You still alive down there?
Like peeking up. Yeah, we're fine.
Perfect. Would you mind watching these as I toss the dead bodies in with the other ones? That's like, and then I'm like, oh, actually, you know what? I slapped down a gold piece. It's like on the counter. I'm like, no, for the damages and other such things.
Okay.
Is it gonna be more? Do you need to?
I haven't taken stock yet.
They did manage to get a crate out the back door. By the way, very large thing, but I think from what they mentioned about the crate, I think it's probably best you and me both forget said crate.
He sort of, I know what was in there. I didn't want to say anything. It came from further up. It would be awkward to explain.
So we both agree the crate was not here, right?
No, nor you if you don't want to be.
Yes, you know who stopped these gentlemen?
Who?
The guard stopped these gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
The guard, especially that paladin fellow with the Ouroboros.
Oh.
He led the charge with three of the kobold guardsmen, and they fought them hand to hand in glorious combat.
Okay, yeah, that works. Yeah, we can. Sure.
I look at him like, do you need an extra 2 gold to sell the story?
No, please. As long as you just clean this up, I don't.
I slap down, instead of an extra 2 gold, I slap down an extra gold.
Sure.
And I work with the kobold I make sure to go right away and go grab the shield, the dragon shield.
Yes.
And I make sure to loot. Does he have a nice coin purse on him? The dragon shield?
He does.
I take his coin purse.
There are 23 gold coins in this coin purse.
I take all of it. And I make sure I just gather up all the bodies. Do I find any more gold or anything useful on these guys?
Not really. It's bits and bobs, little trinkets and the like.
Sweet.
While you're doing this, the guards will arrive.
Perfect.
They are basically one door over. But you get the sense that like response times aren't really the best.
And I've told Megan once he had it out the back, and as I was working with the other guy to clean this up, I told Megan while he was out back, I said, get that thing down to our boat.
Megan's sort of like, it's a rowboat. I don't know if it'll fit, sir.
So I look at him like, can we make it fit?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
If not, hire a boat.
Yeah,
I pass him I'm like, do you need money or do you have money?
I'll make it work.
Just hire a fishing boat, get you out to the big boat. Get her out to our boat.
Yeah, okay. And he starts to head out.
Yeah, perfect. I'm like, Perfect.
As this is happening, he gets out the back door, basically right as this head of the guard
I
walks
walk in and I walk out the back room with the shopkeeper. I'm like, perfect timing. The hero of the day is here, and I'm saying it very seriously, by the way,
Yes.
no sarcasm. And I'm like, isn't that right, good shopkeeper?
Shopkeeper's like, oh yes,
This fine gentleman charged in here, saved your life, did he not?
it's incredible that you arrived when you did. I'm so thankful for you helping me here. The kobold here kind of like gives a little nod. You did good work here.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like walks in close. I thank you for the service you've done for this district.
No trouble.
Now then, if you'll accompany me back, is your companion all right?
No, he is fine. He's looking after a few things for me right now. Well, we're just cleaning up loose ends, and one or more two. I just lean in close. I just go, one or more two witnesses we're having to pay a little bit of money to make sure the story sticks for you.
Oh, I appreciate the effort you've gone to. Like I said, I'll see that you're compensated for this.
I'm already being compensated by the already being compensated fairly well by the Bounty Hunters Guild. I don't see any need to take your money as well.
That's strangely honorable. But
I was doing you a simple service.
Well,
Service.
you have my respect.
If you have it by any chance, I need a boat. I have a apparently the big ship out sitting out in the harbor is looking to hire someone, and I need to hire a boat to get myself out there. Do you know of anybody who could take me and my belongings out there? I unfortunately have a large chest which can't fit nicely into a...
Oh, yes. If you go to the harbor, there's anyone who will take you out.
Perfect.
Even if it's just a small vessel or...
Fantastic.
Yes. And I'll speak to the guards. I'll make sure you get a fair wage for it.
Perfect.
Now
And
then.
please don't... thank you. I appreciate it. Sometimes I get hassled when I bring my luggage and other things through, so...
You carry a lot?
Yes, I do actually, because you never know what weapons you're going to need, so I travel with a large chest of weapons. Some call for incursions like this call for stabbing, others call for axes, others. Have you ever tried to fight an animated suit of armor with a sword? It's not fun. I really should have had my mace with me. That would have been nice.
Dent the armor.
Exactly.
Yes.
But that's why I travel with a large chest.
Well.
It gets in my way. So if I could not get hassled for that, I'd appreciate it, and we'll call it even.
Yes. Now, you've taken these out. These are the kind of like...
Yes, they are. I
Corpses
show
are
you
there,
the I show them the pearl-eyed. I'm like, yeah.
But any sign of the weapon?
No.
Make a deception check.
Do I have I've thoroughly laid out I've made this place wrecked beyond all recognition, so that way it's hard to tell what was stolen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cocked. 14.
14.
A solid 14.
You succeed by a narrow margin.
Oh, yes.
Yes. This campaign, everyone's built for lies. A time. But he just kind of nods. There's not even a pause or anything. He's like, all right. Well, if you need anything while you're staying here, you know where to find me.
All right. Thank you very much. What's your name, by the way? Never caught your name.
My name. I just go by Tev.
And this is the captain of the guard, right?
Yes.
Yes, I am now friends with Tev, captain of the guard.
Gives you a nod, and he will start to head off. I'll be sending kobolds in here to clean this up.
Perfect.
If you feel free to vacate, it's grunt work, not for you.
I disappear out the back door as to make it look even more believable that Tev did all the rescuing.
Oh yeah, he leaves with head held high.
Mm-hmm. And I slip out the back and head over to the bounty office, and
Oh yes.
I tell him the deal I made with Tev. It's just keep it on the down low, would you?
Yeah, you're telling me this?
I say, hey, look, I killed the guys. They're over in buildings. They're over in the fruit market. I'm just letting the guard take the credit.
Yeah. You're here to collect. I get you.
Mm-hmm.
You've been having a busy day.
As I said, I'm in a hurry.
Skipping town?
Might be, but I don't know yet.
Goes into the back room, his
Yeah.
like office, and you can hear like a safe being opened.
Perfect.
Comes back with a sack of gold.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be quick. It's an honor thing. As he stacks gold.
Yeah.
32 stacks of 10.
Yep. Perfect.
Shovels it all into a bag here.
And then I'm like, I believe you said of all the gold I was going to earn, you were going to take 100, and I was going to get to put out a bounty.
We're doing that. So you're not in that much of a rush.
Mm-hmm.
Takes 100 out. So you have 220 here. In a big
220
sack.
in gold. Perfect.
All right. To be honest, I was expecting you here a little later, but I'll call my illustrator. I'll be...
Perfect. I casually just sit down, keeping the mask on.
Yes. He literally like leans into his back office and is like, yeah, get out of here. There's a person here. He's gonna...
Mm-hmm. And I give a highly detailed description of Lahem and all his compatriots.
Yes. It is worth noting, yes, you are alone here for this.
Yeah.
For the first time in a while.
Mm-hmm.
As you've sent Megan out to try and smuggle this weapon.
I've already got the guards agreed not to hassle us over this.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah. As, jeez. A very detailed drawing of Lahem is given.
Yep. And I also describe his compatriots who he travels with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They only do Lahem, because it's the bounty they're looking for.
But I do describe his compatriots of who he travels with, because that way they have the known associates column.
As this happens, you're left with the illustrator.
Yeah.
The head of this guild will go and verify your kills.
Yeah.
'Cause he's a little suspicious, like, how do you get 9 bounties in one day? But he comes back. At this point, it is much later in the day.
Yep.
The large pot-bellied Lahem is up on the wall.
Perfect.
Not with a dagger, we'll say with like a thin like arrow.
Perfect.
The daggers are for the real heavy hitters. But they pin him up there. Sort of, it's been nice doing business with you.
I look at it and I'm like, can I drop an extra 20? Can I put down an extra 20 gold to increase his bounty value?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
We'll keep the 60. We'll make the bounty on him 60 gold there.
Perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. Little increased one.
I assume that makes him worth more than a bunch of people on the board now.
Yes, most of them are bounty 40.
Yep.
There are a few special cases which are cheaper.
Uh-huh.
Seem like they have deals with the guild.
I was like, by the way, can you also make sure that that if there's any other bounty hunting guilds in the area, can you make sure that poster makes their way to them?
Well, this guild is good for bounties anywhere on the island of Yarhar.
Okay.
Though returns further north are rare.
Okay.
If there is anything further out, we'll let you know.
Perfect.
But do we have a way of contacting you if you're not going to be in town?
Yes. Yes. I'm like,
Look, I'm about to take a job as an official mercenary for the Imperium.
He spits.
Yes, but you know what they say. Imperium gold pays well. The Imperium pays well.
Imperium gold is stained in blood, but if you're seeking it...
My friend, have you ever been in a situation like mine where life is a little difficult and money's very tight?
Of course.
And so, unfortunately, I am driven to go work with some rather despicable characters. Tell me you haven't ever had to do something like this in your lifetime.
Kind of like eyes, like the big bag of gold he gave you. Like,
that
shouldn't be tight for you. Do you have debts to pay? Is that it? Not to pry, it's just you're making good money.
I have family to take care of.
Troubling. Well...
And as we both know, magical cures aren't exactly cheap.
No, not at all. If there's anything I can do to provide support while you're here, work-wise, let me know.
I will always be happy to look you up. You've done by me very well. By the way, what is your name? I should have asked it at the beginning. I did not. I apologize.
I'll go.
I'll go.
ALGO.
The head bounty, is he the bounty hunter or the head, what is he called?
Head of the Bounty Guild. At this point, it's a little later in the day, getting to evening.
I head out, making sure that all of that's taken care of. I just tell them, like, hey, yeah, I just go, look, does the Imperium have an official way for, like, their soldiers to be reached? You know, like a central mailing office or something for...
Not this far out.
Yeah. But I give them an address of whichever one the ship has been given, because I assume the ship has a port of call back in Imperium territory where its mail gets.
That's correct, in Palralis.
Alright, I give them the address in Palralis. I'm like, you can send any official information there to Palralis for me.
Alright, just so you know, letters from here to Palralis, it takes a long time. So there'll be a delay on this.
I'm like, I think about it, I'm like, how much does it cost for sending around here to get someone to use the sending?
Oh, we don't have many magicians around here.
Is there somebody who's running a sending business? Because that could be very profitable here on this island.
Well, you seem full of ideas. I'll leave that to thinkers like you, but not a lot of people can cast.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Sorry. I just point at my pointy ear sticking out, and I'm like, sorry, take this for granted sometimes.
Well, we'll send you the mail.
I appreciate
Can't
it.
promise when it'll arrive, but if anything does turn up, we'll let you know.
Be grateful. And I'm like, and also send something, if it's within the next if anything turns up within the next week or so, I will be at the Cat and the Fiddle.
Alright.
Thank you.
Manageable.
Mm-hmm.
Are you heading to the Cat and Fiddle?
I'm not heading to the Cat and Fiddle, going to make a quick stop at the Fiddler D to see if,
The Fiddly D?
Fiddly D, see if the guy's come up with anything.
Yeah, you walk
Gnat?
into the area...
Gnat, or what is his name? His name is Gerta?
Yes.
Gerta. I go in to see if Gerta's turned up anything and drop him off his first day's payment in gold.
I believe... Yes, the Fiddly D is number 14. There is no sign of your kobold companion here.
Oh.
Worse still, you realize the Fiddly D is not just a cat and fiddle play on words. It's a real knockoff cat and fiddle. Once perhaps a more refined establishment, it has taken on its own rebranding in an attempt to do battle with Area 9 there.
I just close the door.
Yeah.
And just keep walking.
Yes.
And it's like, I could go down to the port, make sure that Negan has secured passage off the...
Yes.
Yeah.
He has not taken passage yet. Because he's not going to go back without you.
Yep, I go and meet Negan. I'm like, were you able to find us a ship?
Yeah, a little sailing ship, Arthan. We hopping on, or are we just sending the box back?
We're going back with the box.
Okay, are we spending the night out here?
We're gonna come back. We're gonna... You hop on the thing. Here, I'll go with the box to the ship. You row the rowboat back, and then we'll come back together, okay?
Alright, sounds good.
Because I've spread word around town that you and me are a desperate pair of mercenaries who've agreed to take on some Imperium jobs despite our own reservations about the Imperium because we're desperate for cash.
Oh, these are some convoluted lies, but I'll leave those to you. You seem pretty good at them.
But look, by saying this, we now have an excuse to go to the ship without alienating the locals to us.
Fair enough, if you say so.
Yep. So I sail with the ship.
All the way out?
Yep.
You arrive with the box. The Silver Dragon greets you. Sort of, what do you bring me?
Well, I've made some investments. I've already hired a local person to start looking. I've also put a bounty out on Lahem at the local bounty office.
I see, very good. And what's this box?
This box is an animated ballista.
Why have you brought me an animated ballista, Arthan?
It's a very... I point at it. I said, it nearly killed me with one shot. And I figured the Imperium's always in the market for new toys, is it not? And nobody knows we have this.
Did you steal it?
I stole it from those who stole it. And Yarhar isn't under Imperium law. No. Because they've refused to join the Imperium, they do not enjoy the benefits of Imperial civilization. One of that being private property. He
turns to one of his kind of crew members, just get this below decks. If it is animated,
Yep.
it's probably worth a great deal of money.
Mm-hmm.
Which tells me that it probably came from someone with a great deal of money.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't find this.
I didn't.
You definitely didn't give it to me.
No, it was lost in a fruit stand accident.
I know better than to ask questions of that.
By the way, I'm assuming I am just still covered in rotten fruit. I'm still covered in fruit.
As far as I'm concerned, you didn't return empty-handed. Leave it at that.
Agreed.
Are you heading back for the evening?
Yes, I've put it out there that I'm a mercenary. I'm staying at the Cat and the Fiddle, and I have agreed to work. I have agreed to take on a contract with the Imperium, which gives me allowance to continually visit the ship until we depart in 6 days.
Very well. You realize that gives you a week on that lie.
Gives me a week. We can leave. I know you said we will leave in 6 days, so I've made it so that way we can conveniently leave whenever you want us to.
Mm.
And I've said I've been hired by you to do work, so now nobody will question me coming to the ship, and you get to maintain an agent on the island that nobody knows about.
Kind of like thinks about it for a moment. That's acceptable.
Also, I did make some money while working there to pay for things. Do you want me to hand that in now, or shall I just keep the money on me to continue to pay for expenses while on the island?
Keep it for yourself for now.
Okay.
We'll deal with your belongings later.
Mm-hmm.
I had seen fit to return them to you in short order, as you proved yourself. As of yet, I have not seen any results of this Lehem or your companions. But if you bring me something actionable, we can start to return more substantial things to you.
I have also started to seek out the Edrene on the island, for the Edrenes have their hands in most everything, just as their deity does. Ever spinning that web. So, seeing as all that's going on, I'm pretty sure the Edrene will know where to look for Lehem.
Very good.
Or at the very least, Melody.
She does seem to cast a fair shadow. In any case, I'll leave it to you.
Yep.
You're dismissed.
Thanks.
Kind of like turns on his heel and heads out. Are you returning to the dome?
Yep, and I go straight to the Cat and the Fiddle to wait for Gerta.
Okay. You arrive there, and you meet up with Megan.
Yep. I actually try to talk to the bartender there, by the way, see if they're willing to hire me for a little music tonight.
Yeah, the bartender here is a human.
Yep.
A curious sight. Bald man, wears like a very fine kind of patchwork colored cloak here. Sort of, yeah, we could use a bard.
Fantastic, as I whip out my pan flute.
Yeah, absolutely. And are you looking for a room for the night?
Yes, I would be, actually.
Do you have the performer background?
Unfortunately, I do not. I have the charlatan, though. Which does give me the fault, which is why I have so many easy false entities.
In that case, you will need to pay for a room.
I will need to pay for a room.
A cool 2 gold.
Is there any chance we can negotiate a discounted rate for my performance? As I'm performing?
We'll have to hear your performance first. I don't usually give...
Sounds fair to me.
Discounts. But please.
I get up on stage and I use minor illusion to once again create what I was doing outside.
Absolutely.
So that is going to be a persuasion... not persuasion, I mean it's going to be a flute check. That's an 11 on the pan flute, 11. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a decent performance. You make up enough money to cover your food for the evening.
Cool.
Which is much better fare than what you had in Skull.
Awesome.
It's a lighter ale. It's a
perfect
kind of like roast quail kind of thing.
Cool. But I still need to pay 2 gold, I'm assuming, for the night?
You will need to pay 2 gold for the night.
But I've covered my food. Sweet.
Yes.
I toss over 2 gold.
As the night draws on, Megan retires back to the room you're sharing, which is just the third room from the left.
Gotcha. And as a performer, I start
asking around about if, any other, a friend of mine, she's a satyr, performs in places like this, name of Melody. I haven't got a rival of mine. I've been trying to catch up to her and outperform her in a musical duel. And unfortunately, I haven't yet caught her, and I ask around if anyone's heard about Melody.
Yes.
Melody.
Yes. Nobody here. It's actually surprising when you're out of the Imperium. Nobody even knows who Melody is.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, it's just like confusion almost. Like,
Yep.
rival, nothing really. Some people who liked your performance a little more, kind of like, oh yeah, I hope you win in this rivalry.
Yep.
But otherwise, it's nothing.
I'd buy a round or two of drinks for the bar to just keep information flowing.
Yes.
And I will listen to the local rumors, see if I can pull anything.
Local rumors, most of them right now are dealing with the city's relation to the Imperium. The Ring of Vipers is sort of a council that runs this sort of free state.
Mm.
And there's a lot of concern over what Imperial presence is going to look like, whether they're moving in, what this big ship's doing out there.
Yeah.
So you don't hear much about passing through.
Mm-hmm.
There is a little bit of talk about someone, the Spider Lord.
That's the Edrene.
That people have seen him moving around.
Wait, does the nickname the Spider Lord, the nom de guerre Spider Lord ring a bell for me?
Not specifically. This isn't a name that you've heard applied to any of your kin. It seems more like a catch-all. He is an Edrene lord.
So that's a spider lord is a general catch-all term for an Edrene in this world.
Or at least here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spider lord.
They don't know them as like Edrene nobles. They just know them as like what their sigil is.
And I kind of those people who do, I buy an extra drink for. And by the way, I'm gonna say
It's going to be another 2 gold for getting all these drinks for people.
Sure.
And then, do they provide me with a little more information about the Spider Lord?
Most of what you're hearing is a little bit fearful.
Yeah.
This person is someone not to be trifled with.
Of course.
He is clearly someone. They describe him with an air of like savagery.
Does that ring a bell for one of the Edrenes?
I believe we have stated that you know that it is your uncle who is here.
So it's
Riston.
Well, Riston. All right. Good old Uncle Riston. Yeah. Are the descriptions I'm hearing of the Spider Lord matching up to what I know of my Uncle Riston?
Very much. He is someone who was sent away from your family for being a little too wild.
So where should I avoid going so I don't run afoul of the Spider Lord? Where should I avoid going?
The murmuring here suggests that it's somewhere more northward that he was staying. But then the more you hear all corners, he's been moving around.
Do I know of an Edrene, is there a way for me to leave a symbol somewhere to signal another Edrene that I am here?
Not that you know of offhand.
Okay.
At this point, it's getting quite late in the day.
I will go to bed since I only need to trance for 4 hours.
Correct. As you turn in, Megan's already asleep.
Oh, I do go and pick up my sword, by the way. My new awesome sheath.
Yes. It is end of the day, so they are just putting the finishing touches on it. You've paid already.
Yep.
So you now have the sheath. The second you sheathe your blade, there's that sloshing of like salt water. There is a rejuvenating effect on the sea urchin itself.
Cool. I thought it got rejuvenated when I dunked it in the ocean earlier today.
Yes, so it almost feels like it's like it's happier in this position.
Ooh, perfect.
In any case, you return to your chambers.
Perfect.
To enter your trance. At this point, just last night you were looking at Yarhar. Now tonight you're staying within it. A peace kind of washes over you. And then there's a commotion outside. There's as a door is like blasted open. And then as another door is like kicked in, you hear like a scream from the room next to you.
I duck out
at this point.
Ducking out of the door here?
Yeah, out of my door. By the way, I'm assuming I got a short rest when I was sitting for the
No.
No short rest.
Not unless you specify.
Okay, gotcha.
Are you trying to exit your front door?
Yes, I'm trying to exit my front door. By the way, what I was curious about was that time period where I was being interviewed count as a short rest?
No.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Never mind.
Okay. Are you slipping through the front door?
Yeah, I'm going to slip through the front door.
As you are stepping out,
I'm gonna kind of. Can I keep it
Kind of stealthy almost.
Yeah,
Just
make a
a
stealth
check. Oh, that one.
That one.
No, I just as I go to quietly open the door. Do you know those moments where you like try to open the door and instead of just opening, the door is a little jammed, so you try to open it and it just
Flings open.
like. Whoop.
Yeah, you fling the door open. There are
Yep.
a few figures in here.
Mhm.
All of them wood elves.
Yep.
Dark hair, blonde hair,
Mhm.
all the kind of like the freckled faces, green eyes.
Yep.
As one of them has like blood all the way up his arm to his elbow.
Yep.
They all kind of like turn,
Mhm.
wide eyes, kind of like staring right at you. As from the side door, the one that was kicked in,
Yep.
a figure kind of emerges. Dark green cloak, red hair matting in front of his eyes. He's got 3 claw marks down one cheek, one large one, almost like a tear on the other side. There's a wild look in his eye as your Uncle Riston kind of like turns to you. There he is.
Huh.
And to think, it really is you. After all these years. Arthan?
I just kind of pull off the phoenix mask and tuck it to my side. I'm like, Uncle Riston, good to see you as always.
Your friend. Well, I could have sworn he died a liar. And yet...
Which friend of mine?
The kobold. He was looking for me today. I looked a little harder. Just finger back to the room you stepped out of. Get in there and sit down. We're gonna have a talk.
Yep. I sit down.
As you back away to sit down, he steps in, closes the door behind him. That's where we're ending tonight's session.
Okay.